started. Sports 56 mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
Smile, everybody, smile. It's Friday. What a quick week. At least for me, it seemed like it just blasted on by. I guess when you're having fun, things like that happen. Hopefully you're having fun, and your early morning is off to a great start. Welcome into Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Elijah Seegers with you on this Friday, the 13th of December, 2024. Hopefully you're not too superstitious. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. The Christmas sale is going on right now. We are less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, the start of Hanukkah. You're looking for those special gifts. Man, they got some good stuff at Family Leisure. How about a new pool table? I've gotten a pool table from Family Leisure. Shuffleboard, arcade games, all kinds of great stuff. Theater seating as well. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently, it's 39 degrees. It will get up to 56 today. Mostly cloudy skies. We'll probably see a peak of the sun. And then tonight, 44 for your low. Partly cloudy early, followed by cloudy skies overnight. And then, unfortunately, there's rain in the forecast for Saturday. That's near 100%. About a 50% chance on Sunday. And then on Monday, more rain to begin the new work week at nearly 100%. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We got a busy show for you. Really nice show lined up for you today. We'll talk about the big press conference in Chapel Hill yesterday. Bill Belichick meeting the media as the new coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Just seems weird to say that. They handed out some hardware last night in college football. We'll talk about that. The Grizzlies are back in action. Seems like they haven't played in 2 weeks. They'll play the Nets tonight at FedEx Forum. We will discuss their situation. Memphis Tigers back on the hardwood tomorrow early, 10 a.m. Central Time, against another set of Tigers, the Clemson Tigers, 16th ranked in the country. We'll discuss that on the program. We'll talk some Thursday night football from last night as Week 15 of the National Football League kicked off. John Varlas will join us to talk preps at 7:25. We begin a new season of the Tiger Basketball Report with the Professor Matt Dillon. That'll be coming up at 8:25. We'll play 10 in a row at 9:05, brought to you by Napa Cafe. And then Brandon Lang, handicapper extraordinaire, at 9:25. We'll take your calls and your texts on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines at 901-360-8255. That's your lineup for this Friday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. How are you?
Well, I'm good.
That didn't sound right.
I send my condolences out to all the people who tried to watch that football game last night.
Ugh.
That was something. I think they played football. I think they call that football that they played last night. So if you watch that, well, sorry, apologize.
I could take it one step farther, Eli. I looked at what happened last week. The 49ers scored 38 points in their win over the Bears, and the Rams in their win over the Bills scored 44 points. So I figured
They could still be playing and they wouldn't have got to that.
Exactly. I figured, you know what? A lot of offense. I didn't look at the weather and it rained, but I don't think it was that bad. That should derail both teams' offenses. So I went crazy on touchdowns, first touchdowns, anytime touchdowns, a bunch of scoring. That's what I decided to do. And what do I get? A field goal fest, a Rams win 12-6. That's what I get.
Yeah, I don't know what the line was if you would have bet no touchdowns in the game, but sure it was a pretty good number.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was, that was the first half. That weather was rough in the first half. Second half, the rain had stopped, and it still just, it was just, man, oh man, that was a struggle of epic for Cooper Kupp to get 0 catches in a game is somewhat mind-boggling. Honestly, didn't help my fantasy team either. That one hurt the old fantasy team right there. Cooper Kupp with a big donut to get your week started does not help you in fantasy football.
I took him over 3.5 receptions.
He didn't
As
get
you
there.
said, got me a donut.
Could still be playing.
I took Puka Nacua for over 7.5. He got 7. I took Kittle for 4, over 4, he got 3, or over 5, he got 4. I mean, every bet lost. Every single. I hate the NFL. Especially when you have games. I mean, all I'm looking for is just score. Just score, catch the ball, throw the ball. Let's see the offense in a day and age of where offense dominates, and I get 6 field goals. That's what I get. I deserve that, I guess.
Not good for Deebo Samuel either after the tweet earlier in the week about not getting the ball, and then people pointed out at that point that he leads the league in drops. He took the post down, and then last night has the one easy catch that probably would have went for a touchdown. If not, would have been very close and certainly set them up in good position. And he just takes it right off the stomach and drops that one. That's it's not a good look when you're talking about not getting the ball, and then when they throw it to you, you continue to drop it.
Receivers forget the ones they drop. They only remember the ones they catch.
Oh, he'll remember that one, I bet.
Brock Purdy, they're going to point out that interception late in the game.
That was a terrible throw. I don't know what he was. Like double coverage, and he had a guy wide open in the middle of the field. Guy standing in the middle of the field with nobody around him. Then you had the weird situation with Devondre Campbell of the 49ers, who apparently just decided he didn't want to play in the third quarter, said, I'm not going in when Dre Greenlaw came out, and then went to the locker room. And I would assume will be cut today.
Why'd he dress out then? He was already demoted from a starter. Why'd he even dress out?
Well, that's the teammates were not. Nobody held back really in talking about Devondre Campbell, his decision to not go in the game. They pretty much everybody, I think, to a T, just absolutely blasted him. So I'm going to guess he probably will be cut. And it seems after the comments made by just about everybody, it would be really hard for him to make an appearance back in that locker room.
49ers now 6-8. So a team that has been right there and has been one of the best teams over the last several years. They've had injuries from the get-go, the McCaffrey injury, the repeat injury later, which will take him out for the rest of the season, doesn't help. But the 49ers are in trouble. Meanwhile, the Rams, who are getting healthier, again, not a great performance yesterday, at least offensively. Defensively certainly was. But it was last week in their 44-point performance and win over the Buffalo Bills. They're starting to get their act together. They're now 8-6, so they take command of that NFC West. But it was not a good start to Week 15, if you like beauty in the game of football, because that was ugly with a capital U. All right, speaking of football, the college football awards, the postseason awards, although we still have the playoffs to go and the bowl games to go, the post-regular season, I guess, awards were handed out. And as you would expect, big winners were Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty. Travis Hunter wins the Chuck Bednarik Award, which is given to the Defensive Player of the Year. He also won the Biletnikoff Award, which is given to the Outstanding Receiver. He, however, was not a finalist, we talked about this before, for the Jim Thorpe Award. He was not even a finalist, so go figure that one. So he wins the Defensive Player of the Year, but he's not a finalist for the Defensive Back of the Year. And then he wins the Outstanding Receiver Award. The Walter Camp Trophy goes to Travis Hunter. The Walter Camp Player of the Year trophy is given out to, as it says in the title, the Player of the Year. But they also have a Maxwell Award, which is also a Player of the Year award. And Ashton Jeanty won that one. The award ceremony is always weird. It seems like they want to make sure everybody's happy. But again, Travis Hunter and Ashton Jeanty were the most happy out of all the award winners last night. The Buddy Tevens Award, Outstanding Contribution to Amateur Football, Jeff Monken for Army, and they're getting ready, of course, to play Navy tomorrow in the last remaining, I guess, quasi-regular season football game before the bowl games and the playoffs begin. But as far as the Heisman is concerned, I think Travis Hunter will win it tomorrow in New York City. I guess I wouldn't be shocked if Genty won it. But this is no precursor to what will happen tomorrow. Winning the award last night for Player of the Year, Ashton Genty, to Maxwell, doesn't constitute him winning automatically the Heisman. It's happened, and it's also not happened at times. It doesn't mean you're winning the Maxwell, you're winning the Heisman.
No, I think Hunter will win it. I think it'll be fairly easily that he will win that, but certainly Genty had a great year, and no surprise, obviously, that he took the Doak Walker Award.
Right. Didn't even mention that one. Yeah, that's an obvious one.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different entities here handing out awards, so it's different voters and different things. So you may win one Player of the Year award, somebody else might win the other Player of the Year award. Travis Hunter won one Defensive Player of the Year award. Kyle Kennard won a different Defensive Player of the Year award. So there's just a lot of different foundations or groups or whatever you want to say that hand out these awards, and it's all different voters, so different results can happen.
Big news from yesterday afternoon was the Bill Belichick press conference where he actually showed some personality. He said it was a dream come true to coach college ball at the University of North Carolina. His father was a coach there many, many, many moons ago. He said, I didn't come here to leave. Now, I don't know what the longevity of his career will be just because of his age. I'm not saying he's dying tomorrow, but the guy's 72. He'll become the 6th highest paid coach at a public school for the 2025-26 season. Obviously, private school numbers are not available, but 6th highest paid coach for a guy who's never coached in college, but a guy who's had a pretty good track record. As he said jokingly, he had some success in the NFL. He did okay. There was a story. I'm not sure if Belichick said this during his presser or it was just reported later that he will continue to make appearances on McAfee and continue to be a part of the Manning cast. Not quite Doug Gottlieb, but on that Doug Gottlieb train.
The overall investment is pretty incredible. The numbers that were, or I don't know if it was confirmed by North Carolina, but reported. You got $10 million for him, $10 million in the pool for assistant coaches, $1 million for the strength staff, and $5.3 million for support staff. So just staff alone, that's $26.3 million. Plus, they're saying that their NIL budget's going to be up over $20 million now. Plus
revenue sharing that's coming.
I don't know where I'm not sure where their NIL was before, how much they were spending on support staff and all that stuff. But I don't know where all the money's coming from for them, but they're certainly going all in and fully supporting Bill Belichick in this effort. I mean, that's quite an investment in their football program from where I'm guessing they were previously.
Well, Belichick's going to make double what Mac Brown made. And Mac Brown's not some fly-by-night coach. I mean, he's had a pretty successful career. He's a future Hall of Famer as far as college football coaching. Belichick, obviously, a shoo-in for Canton. But, yeah, it seems like a lot of people in the background stepped up. They've had enough. North Carolina has not been a good football program. They want to match basketball, and these people came out of the woodwork for this. Now, I do appreciate what Bubba Cunningham said. It might upset some people, but it's reality. He talked about, he was asked a question and he answered it by basically saying that football and men's basketball carries the day. They are the programs that need to make money. They have to have success. They need to make money. And with that money, they support all the rest of the athletic programs at the school. This happens across the board. This happens across the board. You want success for all your student athletes. You hope that there's money in the coffers for all the coaches in all the sports to be able to do this thing that they call NIL today. But if it's not for football and men's basketball, you're in trouble. They have to have incredible success, and then they have to make money head over heels. They have to support a whole athletic department. And people who never understood that, I mean, you have to open up your mind now and realize that that's the facts. And Bubba Cunningham came out and publicly said that. And that's not a knock on the other sports. It is what it is. That's why you have these type of numbers being thrown out there for the football program. North Carolina has to take that step. They have to take it. So do a lot of other schools that are not in the position that North Carolina is to take that step. But they're going to do it. Now, will they be playing for a national championship next year? I doubt it very much. But will they have success? I would be surprised if they don't have success under Belichick. It still seems weird. I mean, really strange. Even a day after all this, and after all the rumors for the last several days. But it is a changing landscape as college football has come closer to the NFL.
Well, I guess it defines what you, or it depends what you define as success. But I am still on board. I still think this will be an epic failure.
Oh gosh, I completely disagree. Completely disagree. I'm not saying again they're going to be in the playoff, but they may very well be sooner than later, and it has to be sooner than later because they're not looking at Belichick for 20 years from now. It's got to get done in a hurry, and he's going to surround himself with people that not only can coach and know the game and help these guys get to the next level, but that can run a budget, that can recruit, that know the players out there in the college transfer portal world. Yeah, I expect success. I do. All right, a couple of other things, and then we'll take our first time out. John Varlas will join us on the other side. NBA, the Grizzlies in action tonight. They'll host the Nets. That's one of those added games from the Emirates NBA Cup. The Grizzlies 0-2 this season against the Nets, which is, if you look game to game and look at the overall record of the Grizzlies at 17-8, and you go, wow, they lost twice to the Nets. Well, they get their chance to extract a little revenge tonight. The Nets come in at 10-14. The injury report looks pretty good. Obviously, Gigi is still out, Gigi Jackson, and so is Vince Williams Jr. Zach Edey won't play, but he's doubtful now. So he's been upgraded to doubtful. When he gets to questionable, that means he'll play.
Which, in all likelihood, will be Sunday.
But tonight against the Nets, have you seen the line yet on this one?
I have not seen a line, no.
I mean, after last night, what happened to me, I should never place another bet in the rest of my life. But I got to think that the Grizzlies are going to take out some frustrations from two previous games with the Nets. Memphis is an 11.5-point favorite. 11.5. That sounds right. Even though they've lost to them twice, the way the Grizzlies are playing. Also, tomorrow morning, early, 10 a.m., Central Tip. Tigers versus Tigers, Little John Coliseum in Clemson, South Carolina. The number 16 ranked Clemson Tigers at 9-1. The Memphis Tigers, who just dropped out of the top 25, at 7-2. I think this one's going to be real tough for Memphis. If they can go to Clemson, early game on the road against one of the hottest teams right now in college basketball with a formidable inside presence that rebound the basketball, get offensive rebounds and putbacks and second and third chance opportunities, which Memphis is bad at giving up. If they can win this game, wow, they've accomplished something. I know it's not as big as knocking off a UConn, but I think this would be bigger than beating Michigan State, certainly. Michigan State's good, not great. I think this is a really good Clemson team even without P.J. Hall, who's used up his eligibility.
Yeah, certainly this is a tough place to go play. This is a good team. Clemson is 7th right now in defensive efficiency on KenPom, so very good defensive team. Fantastic rebounding team with Schifflin and then the former Cincinnati big man Lakin. They've got so this will certainly be a very tough task for Tigers. Clemson has the win over Kentucky. That's the most notable win for sure. No other great wins on their resume. Their one loss was to Boise State. That was a road game. But certainly they've been really good at home, including that Kentucky win. And, it's going to be they shoot three ball well, over 38% from three-point range, which is, again, something the Tigers have had problems guarding. So this will be a very tough test for the Tigers on the road tomorrow morning.
And one last thing, going back to the NBA, the last 2-minute report from the game between Houston and Golden State, the game in which Steve Kerr lost his mind. It eliminated Golden State after Jalen Green hit those free throws. It eliminated them from the NBA Emirates Cup. So they were denied a trip to Las Vegas. Anyway, the last 2-minute report confirmed that the officials made the correct call when Jonathan Kuminga was assessed the personal foul on Jalen Green. We both disagreed. We thought that they should let the kids play.
Well, there's a foul there. If you want to go down and look at every single loose ball scramble, probably in the history of basketball, you could call a foul, and you could say there was a foul in there probably. You just don't call that. And you certainly don't call it in that situation. And that's a ridiculous call to make at any point in the game in a scramble for a loose ball. But in that situation, to decide the game, you certainly don't make that call.
Yeah, so it was more about them blowing the whistle than rather or not if it was a call. Because I didn't know what Kerr was screaming about. I thought he just was adamant that it was not a foul. But it's hard to argue, well, you shouldn't blow your whistle because you guys never blow your whistle in situations like that, even though it really was a foul. It's kind of weird to explain it that way. So he had to go off and saying it wasn't a foul. But again, when they looked at the 2-minute report, they came to the conclusion that it was one. Hey, everybody, nothing says holiday fun like driving home in a new All-Star Chevrolet. It's the Red Tag event here in Olive Branch that could get you some big customer cash or financing as low as 0%. How about a new Tahoe, a new Silverado, maybe a new Blazer or Suburban? Together, let's drive into Christmas and the new year in a new All-Star Chevrolet. Some will have special financing and no payments until spring because your good credit deserves it. Olive Branch is where all the new Silverados and the Tahoes are. New 24s and the new 25s are in stock as well. If you're in law enforcement, first responder, healthcare, you work in the military, you're a teacher, a recent graduate, you get a $500 bonus. Also, every late model pre-owned you're looking for, all in one place at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. Pre-owned Silverados, pre-owned Jeeps, Toyotas, Ram trucks, Lexus, even a Camaro, a ZL1. If you've got any vehicle you want to sell, bring it to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch and get the most money back for it today. So don't miss the final holiday red tag sale. It's going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. Drew and everyone at All-Star Chevrolet wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Check out all these great vehicles online at allstarautogroup.com.
Did want to mention, by the way, coming up later in the program, got a couple of pair of tickets for the Grizzlies game tonight that we will be giving away, including a lower bowl pair that we'll be giving away later on in the program. So, want to go to the game tonight? Stay tuned.
Merry Christmas. John Barlas is next. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Sports 56.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Witten Road.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Did you know there are so many roofing companies in Memphis that I don't even know them all? So that begs the question, which one should you choose? So I thought I'd give you a little background about me. My grandfather was a World War II Marine. My father worked for the University of Memphis for nearly 30 years. My mother, a pianist at Raleigh Baptist Church. Seems like forever. I went to Brownsville Road, Craigmont, and Bartlett High School, class of 81. We support the local school systems, youth athletics, and believe in what St. Jude and Le Bonheur stand for. I'm a Tiger and Grizz fan. The point? Memphis is my home. Fiveash Roofing will be around if you ever have a problem with the service we provide. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, with deep local ties in our community. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you. Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgess. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous? Well, there's some things about the Rendezvous I'm going to talk about. For example, we make it really easy to park. We have valet parking right at Monroe Street in our alley. We also want to make it easy for people to get to doors. You can now park in our alley right at our front door and put your flashers on. People also forget that we take reservations for 6 or more. And we have a wonderful party room upstairs that can accommodate people for rehearsal dinners, birthday parties, reunions, graduations, having a seat between 25 and 275 people. And everything at the Rendezvous can be packed to go. But we also do catering. See our menu online, and we can even deliver for groups of 15 or more. So if you have any questions, always feel free to call us at the Rendezvous, because we answer our phone ourselves. You'll never hear. Please listen carefully for our menu listing. Press 1 for reservations, press 2 for hours, press 3 for catering, or if you know your party's 9-digit extension number and the first 3 letters of the mother's maiden name, dial it now. Come see us at the Rendezvous. Since 1948, the Rendezvous. Because it's Christmas, Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory that is up to move, because you know it's Christmas. So don't wait. You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them for Christmas. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstock, or place to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits. And all fire pits at Family Leisure are now 20 to 30% off. You say you didn't get a spa this year? Let's say no more. Spas are in stock, ready for Christmas delivery, and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for Christmas. Just come on by and check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find. Family Leisure. It's right at I-40, where family and fun come together for Christmas. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road in Memphis, right off I-40. Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. It's got a little bit heavier in the last few minutes. Southbound Ossipee Highway getting up on that ramp to I-40. Looks good right now. 40 West over here at Watkins near the 101 connector as traffic builds up through South Haven right now with that traffic volume on 55 northbound coming up from DeSoto County. Shop now and save during the holiday season at Weimer's Jewelry. They're located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Sports 56 mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 7:29 is the time. Having fun on a Friday, getting you set for the sports weekend. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Elijah Seegers. And now time to be joined by John Varlas.
It's time for Greg and Eli's weekly visit with John Varlas. Again, check out John's prep sports coverage and much more at DailyRedfin.com. John is brought to you by Shoot 360 Memphis, where the pros and preps go get their shot on Shoot 360 Memphis. Now here's John Varlas with Greg and Eli.
He is the award-winning prep reporter for the Daily Memphian, but so much more. He's John Varlas. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. He joins us every Friday here in studio after his trip to Chattanooga. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. How's everybody today?
Doing fantastic. Of course, John, as Mr. Announcer Man said, is brought to you each and every week by our great friends at Shoot 360 Memphis.
Yep, and they are wonderful people. I was actually out there yesterday at the brand new Cordova location. Got the grand tour from Brian out there at the new Cordova facility on Big Orange Road, and it's great. I mean, it really is. They've got, just like we talk about all week, every week, the shooting bays, the full-size courts. They've got a lounge there where you can rest and recover after your session. And I wanted to mention, too, this week, too, speaking to the high school coaches out there, middle school coaches, boys and girls coaches, they offer free coaching clinics as well. So if you're a coach, if your program might be struggling, if you just want to do a little fun thing for your team, call Shoot 360 901-316-5500 there in Collierville, or 901-779-3176 at the new Cordova location on Big Orange Road. You get a free 90-minute coaching clinic, 30 minutes of shooting, 30 minutes of passing, and I think 30 minutes of ball handling. And you can't beat free. So it's just one of the many great services they offer. But for you non-coaches, obviously, mom, dad, holiday season's coming up, Christmas is coming up. A great gift idea is a membership to Shoot 360. You can do longer term contract, you can do month to month, but it's really a lot of fun out there, and they've got a lot of great things in store for the future, but a lot of great things on offer right now. So I urge you to go check it out. They'll take care of you for sure.
Did you get some shots up while you were there?
I did not get some shots up there.
Come on.
It was a high level business meeting, and I didn't want to ruin it by
You didn't want to show off.
Well, I didn't want to show off, of course. You know what? I haven't actually touched a basketball in so many years. I would actually probably be embarrassed to put up shots in this point. And I haven't also shot a basketball since I started wearing glasses either. So I think that would be a huge adjustment as well. It would just be really ugly.
Well, when I went out there,
The machine would break.
Yeah.
It probably.
When I went out there it was the first time I had shot a basketball in a long time. It felt weird.
Yeah,
it was like, oh my God, I missed by 50 feet. But then you keep doing it, and then eventually you get back into the groove.
It does feel weird, but you go to some of these high school basketball games, and at halftime, kids will wander down on the court and get up a few shots. I just could. I don't think I could do that at this juncture. And it's ironic because I'm probably in better shape than ever. I'm sure I could get up and down the court real easily and look pretty good doing that. But the actual shooting part of it would be. Yeah,
You could just be a rebounder.
Yes.
The
Set screens, rebound.
The space age technology, the high tech stuff that they do at Shoot 360, it would not.
That's not for you.
It would not be able to process.
It would be like, please stop playing.
Exactly. John Varlas, please leave the facility.
Here's your review. Quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, John, it is the giving season. Which bone would you like to pick to give to our listeners out there? What's on your mind?
Well, so many things. I could take up the rest of your program with these annoyances I have, but I did want to kind of touch on, and you talked about it in the first segment, the Biletnikoff Award. Mm-hmm. I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point that Travis Hunter's probably going to win the Heisman, and he's certainly got a great case. I personally would have voted for Ashton Jeanty, but if you're going to vote for Travis Hunter, I get it, but to win the Biletnikoff Award when you have a kid out there who led the country in all receiving categories, he led the country in catches, he led the country in yards, he led the country in touchdown receptions, and I'm talking about Nick Nash from San Jose State. I just don't understand it. I think it was a popularity contest, honestly, with the Biletnikoff. Again, you can certainly make a case for the Heisman because you take into account Travis Hunter's contributions on defense, and if you want to say he's the best player in the country, again, I would vote for Ashton Jeanty, but I wouldn't argue if you want to pick Travis Hunter because he's had a great season and he's done it on both sides of the ball. But when you're talking strictly wide receiver, that Greg Gaston, I don't understand.
I hear you. That's a good point you make.
And the fact that you had, and the fact that and you'll say to me, JV, well, Nick Nash plays for San Jose State. Well, the fact that you had him there as a finalist, you acknowledge the fact that he was a great a great season and he's a great wide receiver because you had him there as a finalist, but yet you have him there as a finalist and he's not the winner when he clearly has better statistics across the board.
Played in the same conference as Ashton Jeanty did.
Played in the same conference as Ashton Jeanty and put up great numbers when they played Boise State. He had 126 yards and a touchdown. Put up great numbers against a good Washington State team. So I mean, it's San Jose State, but it's Division I football, and it's not a P4 award; it's a college football award. So I'm a little vexed by that. But again, nobody cares what I think, but you do because you asked me. It's my bone. But
it's a good point.
Nick Nash does.
Yeah, Nick Nash does.
Nick
too.
Nash cares. The family might be sending you a check or something.
No, well,
well, you also got a guy
because Nick Nash is about to get paid pretty handsomely here in a few months.
But you got a guy who also was named the Defensive Player of the Year. And yet he was not a finalist for the Defensive Back of the Year.
And I don't understand Travis Hunter winning the Bednarik Award. Again, the Heisman Trophy. Yes, he's a great player, great all around player, and had a terrific season. And I'm not going to argue with that if he wins. I won't. It wasn't my vote, but I won't argue with it. But I think we're speaking, and it's. I think, Greg, it speaks to a larger point too about how the running back position is just so devalued. I mean, what Ashton Jeanty has done is just incredible this year. What Dylan Sampson at Tennessee did, for example, the kid from Iowa. I mean, so many great running backs this year. But the passing game has become so prevalent. I mean, the running back position is just really kind of devalued in importance and impact, and I frankly don't like it as an old school football fan. I like to see the running backs get a little love.
So in the end, the point of this whole thing is you hate Travis Hunter.
No, I don't.
Hey, Coach Prime in Colorado.
You don't want him to win any awards.
There is certainly, I think, a popularity contest to it. A popularity contest aspect of it about it, because I think a lot of people are enamored with Deion Sanders and that whole story. It makes me wonder if Travis Hunter played for James Franklin or Dabo Sweeney or Mike Gundy like that, and he played the full game and played so many snaps, would he be getting, would those coaches be criticized for that? I could see a scenario where you'd be, they're ruining this kid's career. Why is he playing him on both sides of the ball? But because it's, Deion Sanders, and I think a lot of people are enamored with that whole story and Deion Sanders' persona, I think it's, it's accepted, where I don't think it would be accepted if he played for a Penn State or a Clemson or somebody else.
All
so,
right.
I mean,
you feel good? Is it off your chest now? You feel good?
There's a lot of elements to it, and I do feel better. But
okay.
I mean,
it's your original point. It's not.
And to the Nick Nash family, if you're listening out there, there's one guy in Memphis who's watched more highlights of your son than anybody this year, and that's me. And I think he's deserving.
You were such a big Nick Nash guy, and I know you were following San Jose State so close.
Dude,
that's impressive.
Guy's incredible.
Shout out Ken Niumatalolo.
Guy's incredible. Yeah, and you can catch the highlights on YouTube. They got
that's really the story. Ken Niumatalolo has the leading receiver in the country. Think about that. How crazy is that? From that he would be the coach of that.
Next thing you're going to tell me is North Carolina is going to hire Bill Belichick. I mean, there's craziness all around.
Madness. But with North Carolina, they were also looking at Jeff Monken, I think, as well. And he said, if I go to North Carolina, I'm not going to run the Army offense.
Sure.
These guys can adjust. I mean, these are smart guys. They're doing what they can out of necessity, and the fact that they're making it work is
great point.
A tribute to the good coaches.
All right. Speaking of making it work, did you have something else here before we get into the high school?
Well, no, I was gonna say. Speaking of awards,
okay, there you go.
Good
we had the one Mr. Football winner, only one, but we did have one Mr. Football winner from the area.
Yeah, and great day for the town of Covington. Skyland Smith won the Class 3A Mr. Football Award. Some people were a little bit dismayed that Graham Simpson, the Martin Westview quarterback, didn't win. And again, Graham had a tremendous season. But, when you look at what Skyland Smith did this year, kind of carried Covington to a a really, really strong season, and the factoring in the fact that he was a finalist last year and didn't win, and then came back even stronger this year with a better season. Just a great moment for Skyland, for Covington. You know, I talked to Coach Kirby afterwards, and he said there was lots of emotion at that table. You know, it's a banquet, so all the Covington people are sitting at the same table, and his mom and coaches and everybody are there together. And that, you know, there were some tears shed because, you know, this is truly a case, where good guys finish first. Skyland Smith is a great kid, hard worker. He's really come a long way during the course of his high school career. And, to see him win, just a lot of pride for the town of Covington. You know, first ever winner from Covington, first ever winner from Tipton County.
Nice.
And just tremendous accomplishment and honor.
And he'll play tomorrow in the annual AutoZone Liberty Bowl All-Star High School football game. Looking forward to that.
Is it a vote? Like, how are they determined? Who's the winner determined for the Mr. Football?
So at some juncture late in the regular season, they send out, they say voting is open, and coaches and media people vote, and you can vote for basically anybody, right? You know, and then there's a long list of players, and they have points based on their vote. You know, points for first, second, and third. Well, they narrow that list down, and then that's when the committee, which I'm on, and we go in and discuss the finalists and narrow it down to 5 semifinalists and then 3 finalists and then the eventual winner. So
you're the committee that you guys pick the winner. You just pick the winner,
right?
Is it not? It's not really a vote. You kind of just discuss it and determine.
We kind of discuss it, right?
Okay.
The committee picks the winner. So a Skyland Smith, for example, you know, he'll be near the top through the preliminary round of voting. You know, a guy that's not, you know, a guy that's at the bottom. You know, obviously they're not going to get consideration, but you know, there's like top 6, 7 guys, and you say, well, he did this, and his stats are this, and you know, here's the impact that he had, and that's how it works. And then you pick the winner from that.
All right, want to get your thoughts on all 3 teams that made it to Chattanooga and were playing for state championships. Memphis went 1 and 2. Let's talk about the winner. Then we'll come back. We'll talk about the tough defeats for Houston and for Melrose in our final segment. But congratulations to Cedric Miller and the young men at Mace as they win the 1A championship. They'll now be in the 2A class next season, but they go to Chattanooga, they get the dub.
They do, and look at you, Greg. You're on it, man. You're on it. They're moving up next year. There's
moving on up.
Class 1A victory tour in Mace, completed it in style, man, and it was a great to see those guys win. You know, Coach Miller is one of the true veterans in this town. You know, he's been a head coach 27 years. You know, he had never gotten to the state championship game. I think he had I don't think he'd ever really gotten past the quarterfinals. So, you know, he's had some success, but not the ultimate success. So I know this was a big deal for him. And they played a really, really good game against a South Pittsburgh team that is a Class 1A powerhouse. You know, South Pittsburgh won state in 2023. They've won state in that small classification 7 times. They finished runner-up 8 times now. So they're a powerhouse and you know, really well respected around the state. But but Mace just went in there and put him on him. I mean, it was tied at halftime, and then the second half was all Mace. You know, they pitched a shutout in the second half. Brody Whitaker was outstanding at quarterback. You know, Cadence Nelson, sophomore, I think he opened up a lot of eyes. I think he's going to be a really highly recruited kid. By the time he's a senior, you know, Christopher Watson, 3 touchdowns, he was the MVP. Stanley Burrow was great on defense. Omari Carrick had a big play. I mean, it was total, you know, cliche, but it was a total team effort, and it was just really, really good to see Mace pull through. I saw them play this year. First game of the season against Lausanne, and Lausanne handled them pretty easily. And I'm like, okay, well, Mace will be pretty good, but you know, they certainly don't look like a team that's going to win a state championship. But you know, credit to Coach Miller and the players and everybody that bought in. And Coach Miller said it throughout. He said, you know, JV, I knew what kind of kids we had. I knew what kind of makeup these kids had. I knew what they were all about, and I knew we had a chance to be really, really good this year. And it turns out he was right, and they were, and it's just a great accomplishment.
By the way, the kid from Martin Westview that people were mad they didn't win, that's the freshman, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a freshman, people. He's got plenty of time to win Mr. Football Awards.
He does.
Goodness gracious.
He does.
Might win the next 3, for goodness sake.
He may, and he had 44 touchdown passes compared to no interceptions, and he had
That's
almost
pretty incredible.
he did.
What was it again? 44 touchdown passes, no interceptions?
Right, but
That's unbelievable.
Right, but
that's a freshman. Like that, it is unbelievable. But he's going to win plenty of them. People, shut up.
But
Eli has a bone to pick.
Well, and here's the thing though. So you got to compare a quarterback and a running back. Well, Skyland Smith had 1,600 yards and 31 touchdowns. So I mean, he's certainly doing his job.
Right. I figured his numbers had to be pretty good.
Yeah. And again, it's a regular season award, but he ran for 31 touchdowns, and Skyland had 6 more touchdowns on receptions and on special teams. So 37 touchdowns in 10 games as a running back. I mean, that's
pretty incredible as well.
Right.
That's nothing to sneeze at either. So there, and that's where you get into the problems where you compare a running back and a quarterback. And I'll be honest with you guys, Class 3A was the toughest decision to make because you had those 2 guys. You had a couple of kids from Alcoa, the state champ, who were really good. You had Rodarius Jackson from Sheffield, who was last year's winner, who was good again this year. I mean, 3A was really, really difficult. And I jokingly made the suggestion in the committee meeting that we could, take an award away from one of the other classifications and maybe give 2 or 3 out in 3A because it was just so strong.
Well, at least we haven't got to the point where we're going to split the trophy down the middle. It's like a Newman and Seinfeld.
No
we don't
sharing.
need that.
No sharing.
Yeah. One winner. All right, we need to take a timeout. We'll come back, get your thoughts on Houston and Melrose when we return.
Genesis Diamonds, for all your holiday gift-giving needs right now, Genesis Diamonds, you can take advantage of 5-year, 0-interest financing. All you can do is go by and see them over there, Poplar at Perkins Extended. Check out the amazing selection of jewelry, whatever it is that you're looking for. They're going to have something for you. A great staff to help you pick out that perfect gift for this holiday season. And again, you can take advantage of 5 years, 0-interest financing right now at Genesis Diamonds.
All right, more with JV when we return. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6. $1 off all draft meals, $5 off meal drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and pretzels, mozzarella sticks, queso, $4 a day. Friday night lights from 7 to 11. Dining in Montreal, Wednesday, 5 Raiders, free. Watch college football and every pro game. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland. Highway 70, fall is football. There's no gift that's more beautiful, more versatile, and more meaningful than the piece of jewelry. Just to show this holiday season, Genesis Genesis has put together the most impressive selection of can't-miss gifts, rings, earrings, pins, every taste and every price range, from classics to amazing design. Our selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches has never been better. And just for the summer, listen to this. Genesis is offering 5 years of 0-interest financing on any holiday purchase with this special offer. Everything's no fun. Just go to the event, divide the price by 60, and match your payment. So come to Genesis Diamonds, buy a ring or 2, and choose that perfect gift. This holiday season, spread your payments over 5 years. Check holiday store hours, promotions, finance details at genesisdiamonds.com. Genesis
High energy, full body workout that utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather to achieve his impressive 50-0 record. The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rows, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ. Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. 901-673-1267.
Walkthrough entertainment extravaganza with hundreds of giant 3D Christmas-like displays, photos with Santa, food and drinks, and special event nights including fireworks on New Year's Eve. New this year is a winter-inspired 18-hole miniature golf course. Bring the family out nightly through January 1st. Go to LakeGardens.online for details and to buy tickets. back to Sports 56 Morning on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 7:49 the time. Talking with John Barlas from the Daily Memphian. Coming up at 8:25, Matt Dillon will join us for the season debut of the Tiger Basketball Report. Big one tomorrow at Clemson in the Battle of the Tigers between Memphis and Clemson. All right, JV, while Mace was able to bring home the golden ball, unfortunately, Houston was not able to repeat, and Melrose, which had just a tremendous season, came up a little bit short. Let's begin with Melrose in 4A. Just a marvelous story. We had one of the Morrow brothers, the co-coaches, on leading up to that game, and just the whole turnaround of Melrose football, and I always think that's a positive for the city when they're doing things on the mound.
Yeah, and I give those guys a lot of credit. I've said this to folks privately. I've said this to the Morrow brothers themselves. You know, there are, you come across as a reporter a lot of people that say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and they come in with, these grandiose things, and it never pans out. But the Morrow twins, I spoke to them in July. They said, we're going to bring pride back to Orange Mound. We're going to bring, smiles back to the faces of the community, and we're going to have a great team, and, we're going to get to the Blue Cross Bowl. And, darn if they didn't do just that. Now, their goal was to win it, obviously, not just to get there. But, man, they accomplished everything they said they were going to do. And I just think that's really impressive and really worth celebrating. They came up short. Macon County was a really good team. They ran it wasn't exactly a wing tee, but it was something similar to a wing tee with lots of movement and faking and really, really sophisticated ground attack. It was hard to defend against. They were really good. They were really good at what they do, and they were a worthy champion. So Melrose came up a little short in the championship game, but yeah, just to see those guys back up there, the Orange Mound community really represented well. The fans, a lot of fans made the trip, and they were loud and proud, and it was great to see those fans up there. Mace actually brought a lot of fans too, so it was cool to see the Mace people up there too. Just fell a little short, but there's absolutely no shame in finishing second place, and I know it stinks at the time, but I'm sure now that they've had a week to look back on it, those guys there at Melrose are really proud of what they did, and deservingly so.
Now, I know they're losing the son, Jamarian, but otherwise, are they losing a lot, or are they returning quite a bit?
They're losing some guys. They're losing Jamarian Morrow. They're losing Ryan Brown, who had a great Blue Cross Bowl game at running back. They're losing Jaden Jones at wide receiver. They're losing Lonnie Tate, the linebacker. But, they're bringing back some guys. I mean, Tavarco Jackson, I think, is going to be a big-time player this year. He started the year at quarterback. He moved out to wide receiver when they decided to move Jamarian Morrow to quarterback. And, he picked up a Marshall offer recently.
Nice.
So that's the kind of caliber player he is. So Tavarco's going to be back. They'll have some dudes back, but, yeah, they are losing some quality for sure.
Houston, who won the whole kit and caboodle last year, came up a little short this time around, unable to repeat, but another great year for the Mustangs.
Yeah, for sure. And they were it was 14-14 there at halftime as well, and the second half was all Oakland, and again, Oakland is a really great program as well. They've won 4 out of the last 5 state championships. The only one they didn't win was last year against Houston, 2023. So yeah, hats off to Houston. They've really cemented themselves, I think, as a team. When you look at 6A football in Tennessee statewide, I think now you have to always consider Houston with the job with with what this senior class has done. Chandler Day, LaDedrick James, Derek Miller, Andre Allen, Owen Wagner. All those seniors, they've contributed so much to this Houston program. 1 state championship, 1 runner-up, a pair of 12-win seasons. They've accomplished so much, and they've really laid the foundation for, what hopefully will be much more success for Houston football going forward.
It always amazes me when you have those programs, and it's in every state. Like like in a public school where, you're still relying on what kids you have in your town or whatever. And a place like for Oakland, like just constantly winning state titles. It always amazes me how those programs just do that in these various states.
It is, and we've got several of those like that in Tennessee. Alcoa, they've won 10 consecutive straight state championships.
It doesn't make sense, like how you could put together a program like that.
Right. You just know. If you're Alcoa, you just pretty much know you're going to be in Chattanooga. In August, you pretty much know you're going to be in Chattanooga in December. It's incredible. I mean, there's a lot of great programs out there. A lot of coaches doing some wonderful things with the talent they have, and yeah, Oakland was a really good team. If they played again next week, I'm not saying Houston wouldn't beat them, because I think Houston certainly could match up with them. It just wasn't Houston's day for whatever reason. They the coaches told me, hey, we picked a bad day to play a bad game, and that's what happens sometimes.
Now we turn our attention to high school basketball and other sports. Obviously, John covers all the prep sports. But next week, we'll talk a lot about what's going on with the basketball. How about a quick little 1-minute preview of what we've seen so far as we go from that transition from football to basketball?
Well, we got a big event. I'll use my time for the big event they have out at Briarcrest and at P7 Sports this weekend. The grind session is back in town. Some nice national competition coming in here to play the local competition. We've got the schedule posted on our website, dailymemphian.com, full schedule of games there. Christian Brothers going to be in action, Briarcrest, MUS. Trying to think who else. Some other local teams are involved too. I know the big privates are involved, and there's some others as well. And then they got teams coming in from out of town, some prep school teams, some nationally ranked players coming in too. So it should be a great event. Tonight at Briarcrest and P7 Sports, tomorrow at Briarcrest and P7 Sports as well. Again, you can check the full schedule on our website. You can see some of the national kids who are coming in to play. It should be a nice event.
Antonio on X asked the question. It's been asked before. You've addressed this before, but asking about, does Memphis have the option to ever host the state championships?
They do. These things come up for bid.
You got to bid. They got to win the bid.
You have to bid, and you have to present an offer to the TSSAA. You got to knock their socks off with a great offer.
Do you know if they've put in a bid recently?
I don't think they have, Greg. I don't think they have. I know at one point they put in a bid for the state basketball tournament, but the bid was only for the boys tournament, and you can't separate the boys and the girls tournament. So that's the thing, Antonio. These things come up for bid. We have a sports council. We have a sports authority. They're tasked with going out and getting these events and putting together awesome proposals to blow away the TSSAA and say, yes, Memphis has got a great package. We're going to Memphis. That's what they're there to do. But unfortunately, it's not been done to this point.
All right, JV, good stuff.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will be looking forward to being Robin to Eli's Batman.
No, you are the Batman tomorrow
on the radio.
This is your show.
2:30 p.m. on Sports 56. We're going to bring you full.
We won't be on at 2:30.
Yeah, it'll be tape delayed.
Oh, okay.
So after Ole Miss basketball.
Okay, well, thank you for that. So tape delay, we can correct out all my mistakes.
You can listen to yourself.
I don't think it'll be edited.
You'll be able to listen to yourself after the game.
I actually did that last year. Do you know how weird it is to be driving in the car after something has happened and then hearing yourself talk about it as it's going on?
You're wondering if you died. It's like, wait, what's going on?
You'll be like, man, I should have said that. I should have said this right there.
I said this yesterday. I'm involved in this year with the television side of things. Watch the TV game at 2:30, and then listen to you guys at 5:30. You get the best of both worlds. You get to watch it, you get to listen to it, and listen to an expert like John Varlas.
You're doing TV for the All-Star game?
I am.
Okay, great. Yeah. We'll see you there.
Working with Doc Holliday, Matt Infield, looking forward to that.
Okay.
Have fun tomorrow, John. Thank you as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
That is John Varlas. Follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Read all his great stories on Preps at the Daily Memphian. Well, 'tis the season for holiday gifts and holiday treats as well. Let Dinstall's make your holidays a sweet one. Cashew Crunch, handmade chocolates. Say thank you to your clients for the job they've done. Also, for the stocking stuffers for your kids, for the adults as well, for goodness sakes. We all love great chocolates from Dinstall's. They make them, and they're sent around the country. So if you want to place an order, do so today. Get that order shipped anywhere in the country to a loved one, to a friend. They'll enjoy all those great treats from Dinstall's. So call today to get that order in, or stop by and see them at any of their 5 locations and pick up those great treats for you and your family. They're located in Collierville, in Germantown, Laurelwood, which is East Memphis, Pleasant View, where they make the candies. They also have a shop in downtown Memphis. It is Dinstall's. They've been putting smiles on people's faces for over 122 years. That's incredible. Hour 1 in the books, hour 2 on the way. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit BinswangerGlass.com. Binswanger Glass.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
This year, American farmers will harvest 2.8 billion bushels of wheat and 15.1 billion bushels of corn. And to this day, American road workers have built 4.2 million miles of roads. We're proud that John Deere machines rolling off the line here in the USA play a part in supporting Americans who work the land and build a better tomorrow. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/manufacturing.
Let me guess, you're going to recommend that everyone get their holiday meal from Central Barbecue.
No, although it's a great idea, get everybody some fantastic Central Barbecue and not have to do any of the work, but that is not what this spot is about.
It's not?
No, this is about another way Central Barbecue can save you time and trouble.
Ah, Central Barbecue gift cards.
That's right. You don't have to fight the holiday gift shoppers when you can just go online and order up a handful of Central Barbecue gift cards.
No one has ever turned up their nose at getting the best barbecue in Memphis.
In the world.
In the world for free.
Traffic brought to you by 901 Eats to Go, 3135 County Witten Road in Martin. Pick up, DoorDash, Uber Eats on the line at 901eats.com. Eats with the Z, good food fast.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. A little bit more volume just in the last few minutes coming down Austin P Highway, getting up on that ramp to I-40. Still looks good. I-40 at Watkins near the 101 connector. Trying to pick up even more now. Certain sections of 385. It's just that time of the morning for that to happen. Coming in from Collierville on Bill Morris Parkway westbound as you work your way past Riverdale. Shop now and save during the holiday season at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
HBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis with John Harden. Weekdays from 11 to 1.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Diamonds are forever.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 8:03 the time. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings. The Friday, the 13th. Ouch. The Friday, December 13th, 2024 edition. Hope you're not too superstitious out there. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Elijah Siggers with you, broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. They're located at 2120 Witten Road, and that is just north of I-40. Currently 42 degrees. We'll get up to about 56 today. There is a chance of a shower today, but tomorrow looks like it's going to be a wet Saturday. Unfortunately, I'm the bearer of bad news. We're looking at a low temperature tonight of 44, your Saturday high at 55. And then on Sunday, it's going to get to 62, and Monday, 66 for a high. But rain in the forecast for both those days. Only about a 50% chance on Sunday. Monday looks to be another wet one. Coming up a little bit later on in the hour, Matt Dillon will join us for the season debut of the Tigers Basketball Report. Hour 3, we got 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. Brandon Lang will join us, the handicapper extraordinaire. But you know, hour number 2 is brought to you each and every day by the great folks at James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar Avenue between Mendenhall and St. Nick, right in the heart of East Memphis. On the web at gaddisjewelers.com. They've been around for nearly 60 years, started on Summer Avenue, and now right there on Poplar Avenue, nearly 40 years on Poplar Avenue. And it's always great to catch up with Jay Gaddis, who joins us here in studio. Saw your dad the other day, went into the shop. Everything's great, he says. Things are going well. It's always nice to catch up with the great folks at Gaddis. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Doing fantastic. All right. We're less than 2 weeks away.
It's getting close.
From Christmas. Hanukkah begins on Christmas Day, actually, in a quirk in the scheduling. So I know there's a lot of stuff that you have for last-minute gift ideas, but also, folks, will be getting engaged over the holidays. Valentine's Day 2 months away. So what are the things that James Gaddis Jewelers has to offer?
Yeah, so, right in the middle of the giving season, we've got a lot of great gifts. Great stocking stuffers, gold, sterling silver, diamonds. Diamonds are always a great gift around Christmas. Like you said, this is a great time to propose, great time to get engaged, families all around. New Year's coming up, another great time to propose. We've got some great deals on diamonds right now. We're open late now, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday 12 to 5 p.m. And all through Christmas, we're just... we're in the thick of it. So come on in and get something nice for someone on your list. And, yeah.
Well, your father has, and I talk about this often, all the credentials you want in a jeweler. It might be weird for you. You're talking about Pops here, but
yeah.
Pops has those credentials because when you're picking out the jewelers that you want to visit, and you're going to visit several when you're looking for that special engagement ring.
Absolutely.
But why does it make sense to go over to James Gaddis?
Well, we've been in the Memphis area, like you said, almost over 60 years. And, we're a trusted name in the diamond community. We love making families happy and being part of people's love story for that long. We've made a name for ourselves, and we enjoy just every part of it.
I talked to your dad about said what's the process with getting these great diamonds and going through authenticity and all that stuff. He talks about the trips to Antwerp, in Belgium, where they go to get these diamonds. It's pretty amazing what they go through to bring you these diamonds and to get them at the cost that they're able to get them to you.
Absolutely.
For you to get a deal on these diamonds.
Yeah, he's going back in April. He goes and sources the diamonds personally from Antwerp. He gets to go and sort the diamonds and pick the diamonds. We take orders, before we go, and so he can find the perfect diamond for anyone who's looking to get engaged or to get a gift for that special someone. And then we also, purchase a few to bring back to have an inventory as well. So that's always a fun trip for him. And, it's great to be able to go to the source of diamonds in the world and have that connection.
Do you ever get to do the trips with him?
No, that's typically
he leaves you behind.
Him and Mom, yeah, they make a time of it.
They make a vacation out of it.
They
right?
make a vacation of it. Yeah, they'll go to Paris and jump around a little bit, but they spend a lot of time in Antwerp.
Eli, by the way, one of the many people who's gotten an engagement ring
Absolutely.
from James Gaddis Jewelers.
I remember that, yeah.
So is there anything hot right now in the jewelry world as far as watches or necklaces or bracelets or anything like that people need to know about?
Well, we've got, some second market Rolexes. Rolex is always a pretty big brand. We're not a certified dealer, but we do carry some. Also, just diamonds. It's diamond pendants, diamond necklaces, diamond earrings. We've got great items under $500, under $1,000. Great stocking stuffers, statement pieces. It's never too late to grab something nice for someone.
Right.
And we're here through Christmas. Christmas Eve, come in. You can wait to the last minute with us. We'll be there for you. We've got everything you need.
You can't go wrong with jewelry, can you?
Can never go wrong with jewelry. Everybody smiles when they open a box from Gaddis.
You mentioned diamonds, but also gemstones of all types. I've seen emeralds in there, rubies, things like that. Also, you have the estate and vintage jewelry. So I always say, go in there, go back in 3 days later, and there's something new that you've added to the collection. So you're always on the lookout for that kind of stuff, right?
Always bringing stuff in. You know, we're ordering all through Christmas, so there might be something new tomorrow. There might be something new the next day. So it's just it's a huge selection that we have in our giant showroom. And estate jewelry is great because it's historical. It's had some time on with other people, but it tells a story, and that's always a great gift as well. Yeah.
And then before we let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about just how you are full-service jewelers. You got 2 bench jewelers that are ready to serve people daily. You make sure that if there's an issue with somebody's piece of jewelry that was purchased from your place, bring it back. You guys will take care of it.
Absolutely.
You'll clean it, whatever it takes. So you make sure you have lifelong customers at Gaddis.
Absolutely. We're here for the long one. Anything that you come in and get from us, we definitely take care of, and repairs as well. That's a big part of our business is repairs. So we're a full service operation over at Gaddis Jewelers.
All right. Again, the website, GaddisJewelers.com. You can follow on Instagram at James Gaddis Jewelers. Also, the phone number to call?
901-767-9648.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family and everybody at Gaddis.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Go see Jay, James, Linda, all the great folks at James Gaddis Jewelers. Get your Christmas and Hanukkah presents, but also your anniversary, your wedding, your graduation gifts. It makes sense. They've been with us for a long, long time, and we appreciate everybody at James Gaddis Jewelers.
While we're talking about gift giving and in the giving mood, I will give somebody a chance to win some tickets for tonight's Grizzlies game against the Nets. This is a pair of lower bowl seats. You're going to have to answer a little trivia question for this one. You can answer it via text. 360-8255. 360-8255. Text in your answers, and we'll give a pair of tickets to the first correct answer. The tickets will be sent to you digitally, so you don't even have to come by the station and pick them up. Here is the question. Who holds the Grizzlies' record for the most field goal attempts in a single season? Who holds the Grizzlies' record for most field goal attempts in a single season? You can text in at 360-8255, 360-8255, and we'll give a pair of tickets for tonight's game to that first correct answer. Most field goal attempts in a single season in Grizzlies history. Who has attempted the most? Who's the gunner? Think of gunners in the history of the Grizzlies.
I got a few in mind. Again, 360-8255. Text in. We talked a little bit about the Grizzlies in hour number 1. It seems like they haven't played about 2 weeks, doesn't it?
It is. It's a little weird with this whole situation when you don't advance and now you get this time off, which is, again, when you're battling injuries and other things, it's certainly not a bad thing for them to have some time off. And again, it's a little weird with their scheduling and that they play tonight here, then they just make the quick little trip out to L.A. and then right back here. Just a quick swing by L.A. from Memphis. But that's the way it worked out. And it'd be nice to get them. I was thinking about this. If the Nets were to beat the Grizzlies tonight, I would have to believe that'd be the only time in Nets history that they've beaten a Western Conference team 3 times in a season.
I would think so, right? Because normally it would only be the 2 games. So you've only had the Emirates Cup for a while. I can't imagine there's been other scheduling quirks where something like that would happen, where East would play West 3 times in the season.
I don't know in the old days if they played the West 3 times or not, but it certainly, if it's not the first time in history, it would be the first time in a long time that they've beaten a Western Conference team 3 times in the same season.
No question about that. So the Nets tonight at home, as you mentioned, the quick trip to L.A., what's going on with LeBron James? Has he taken some personal time, or is he just sitting out to rest? What's going on there? And will he be back? If he does play Sunday, I think they said it would be 8 days between his last game. Remember, he talked about playing all 82 games. Well, that's obviously not going to happen now. He's missed a couple games.
They list him with a sore foot, I believe it is, but he's also, I think, been out with, I think, personal time or something personal.
Yes, yeah.
Which there's debate, I guess, of exactly what that is. But
what's the debate?
Whether it's the Diddy parties or not.
There you go. Thank you.
But but they're listing, I think it's a sore foot, if I remember correctly, that they're listing him out right now. So I don't know where that exactly stands and whether he will, what the expectation is, whether he will play on Sunday or not when the Grizzlies go to town. Bronny had a big game last night, though. Bronny had 30. Finally played a G League road game, and he had 30 points.
Yeah, what was the deal with him not play? They weren't going to allow him to play road games in the G League. And then all of a sudden now he played a road game. So was it, who did they play? Was it somewhere close?
They played, they played in Tempe. They played the Valley Suns.
So that's not that far. So I don't know if it was because of the proximity.
I think they finally just realized that, like,
it's stupid.
It's dumb not to. I mean, again, if you're going to waste a draft pick on a kid, you might as well at least let him try to develop into a player.
Yeah, but the whole thing with LeBron. Look, I don't know what's going on with all that P. Diddy stuff. I don't know. I hear the things and the rumors, but all of a sudden, like, your name pops up. And then you're taking personal time, whether, maybe it is just a foot injury and that's all it is. But it's weird. It's almost like you're adding fuel to the fire of the debate, of the speculation. But that's just weird stuff right there. But the Lakers, to have any chance to make any type of run this year, and a lot of people don't believe they can, LeBron's got to be there. So after the Lakers game on Sunday, this is how the Grizzlies finish December. Thursday of next week, so 1 week from yesterday, they host the Warriors. They'll play the Hawks on the 21st in Atlanta. They'll host the Clippers on the 23rd. They'll host the Raptors on the 26th. So very busy during the holidays, right during Christmas and New Year's. They'll play the Pelicans in New Orleans on the 27th. They'll be at the Thunder on the 29th. And then they'll close out 2024 at the Suns. And we'll see if Durant, what his health is going to be like by the time that game takes place, because he's been in and out of the lineup. So like I said, Nets tonight who have beaten you twice, although not a powerhouse. Lakers, Warriors, Hawks, who are in the semifinals of the Emirates NBA Cup. Clippers, Raptors are bad. Pelicans, Thunder, Suns. That's 9 more games. You've played 25. You'll get to 34. So you'll still be 7 games below 41, which is the halfway mark of the season. But I think that right there will give you a better gauge as to how legitimate this team is. I think they are legitimate. They have certainly taken advantage of a weak schedule to this point, but they've also beaten some teams that aren't weak on their schedule, including going to Boston and winning in Boston for the first time since the Millard Fillmore administration. So certainly I believe that this will be a telltale sign of the Grizzlies and really how legit they are playing the schedule they're going to play the rest of this month.
All right, we do have a winner of the Grizzlies tickets. There were a lot of folks that didn't get the right answer. However, there was one who was very, very quick, immediately had the answer to the question. They must really know their Grizzlies history or something. The question was, who holds the Grizzlies record for the most field goal attempts in a season?
Does this also include Vancouver?
It's Grizzlies history.
Okay.
Are you going to guess, or you just want to check on that? You just want to check on that?
No, I was just making it sure for the. Again, it's past when they had to put their choices in, their guesses in. But Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay is correct.
Whoa! That's a clap for me.
The 2007-2008 season, he had 1,355 field goal attempts that year. Congratulations to Ryan, who is our winner, and we'll be getting you your tickets. We'll be sending those to you, Ryan, so congratulations on that. We had some Zebos. We had some Mike Millers. We had some Mike Conleys. Certainly some good guesses. Pau Gasol, some Shane Battiers.
I don't know why Rudy Gay just popped in my head immediately.
Rudy generally played a lot of games. Mm-hmm. Most, didn't. There was a couple years where he had injury issues, but generally he was healthy and played full seasons. And Rudy Gay took a lot of shots because he needed to. He should have been taking a lot of shots on that team. He was the best player on that team.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was average defensive player. He could rebound pretty well. He had good size, but he was in there to shoot. He was in there to score. And that's exactly what he did. And Rudy, when you look back at the history of the Grizzlies, I don't know if when people talk about their history, if they give Rudy Gay enough respect. Rudy Gay was a hell of a player. But it didn't, when you think of the core four, you go back to what Powell did and Battier, that 50-win team with Hubie, obviously what they've done here recently with Ja and company. But Rudy Gay was a big part of the Memphis Grizzlies history. Corky's is a big part of Memphis history. They've been around for 4 decades serving up that delicious slow-smoked barbecue. The Q, the ribs, just absolutely outstanding. I love the barbecue nachos. The wings, I'm not a big wing guy, but my buddy will go to lunch. He loves the wings, and he really enjoys them. I like getting the cheese and sausage plate to start things off. You want to go outside the barbecue family, they got an award-winning catfish plate. They have tamales. They have even burgers. Amazing desserts, absolutely out of this world for lunch, for dinner. Corky's. You can dine in at any of their 4 establishments, Poplar Avenue in Memphis, Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Germantown Parkway in Cordova, or Goodman Road in Olive Branch. You can take out, carry out. You can go through their no-contact delivery, no-contact drive-through, or have Corky's delivered to you at your home or your business. And they will also cater. They've been catering as long as they've been around, 4 decades. And there's nothing too big, nothing too small. Just call them. They'll take care of it. They'll start you out as low as $8.99 per person for that delicious slow-smoked barbecue. Party packs that start at just $7.49. Lunch specials every single day. And when you head on over there for lunch or dinner, get your entree, add a third of a rack of ribs for just $7.99. Wow. Pick up a couple of Corky's gift cards while you're there. They make great stocking stuffers. Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. When we return, Matt Dillon joins us for the Tiger Basketball Report. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hi, it's the Herd. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Will LA repeat? We'll find out soon. Rim-rattling slams, no-look passes. Get behind your favorite players. And the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. It's fun. If you're ready to place your first bet, try something simple, like picking a team to win. All you do is go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, 90 seconds. Download it, make your pick. First time? Here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5, just $5, to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. So score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download their app. The code is HERD, H-E-R-D, for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets, betting just $5 if you win. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball.
Grizz Nation, you feeling lucky? Win big with Grizzlies spin to win ticket deals. To secure your seats when the team takes on the Brooklyn Nets this Friday, December 13th. With one spin, you can unlock 4 seats, free tickets, or an exclusive ticket deal to the game. Yeah, I heard that right. Your chance to win 4 seats, free tickets, or unlock exclusive ticket savings for this Friday's game versus the Brooklyn Nets. Head over to Grizzlies.com/win to test your luck.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. A little bit more volume in the last few minutes over here on 40 westbound from Germantown Parkway all the way to Sycamore View Road. It's still some volume coming inbound on Summer Avenue. Not bad. 240 east and west around Mill Branch. Normally it'd be a little bit heavier than this. It's light today on Bill Morris Parkway, working your way inbound from Winchester all the way to 240. Shop now and save during the holiday season at Weimer's Jewelry, conveniently located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Back to Sports 56 mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
It has already been an eventful start to the Memphis Tigers basketball season, and we're not quite a third of the way through it. Tomorrow, a huge battle of Tigers as Memphis will take on Clemson at Little John Coliseum in Clemson, South Carolina. And we are very pleased once again to bring you the professor, Matt Dillon, Tigers basketball analyst on their radio broadcast. He's done it for many, many years, and for many years we've had him on our program for the Tiger Basketball Report. And we want to thank our great sponsors as we bring Matt onto the program.
That's right. Tiger Basketball Report brought to you by Central Barbecue, Colonial Hardware, Ben Swanger Glass, and Napa Cafe. By the way, I just found out that the winner of the Grizzlies tickets is Ryan, the Duke fan. Now I wish I would have cheated. Somebody else. I'm kidding, Ryan. I'm kidding.
Mr. Dillon, how are you?
I'm doing great this morning, guys. I think there's a couple of or 3 good games coming up here for the Tigers this next week or so. Boy, this is really going to be an important stretch for the University of Memphis.
It certainly will be. They had the stretch, obviously, to open the season, going out to San Francisco, going to Hawaii, which they performed very, very well, and then this stretch of games, and then you get into conference play, and unfortunately, you know what the conference is all about. So it's very important to take advantage of the schedule that Penny has put together and does every single year. Starts out with Clemson tomorrow. We know Clemson came in last year, Matt. Memphis able to knock them off. P.J. Hall no longer a part of that team, but this is still a very formidable team. This is going to take an awful lot of guys stepping up for Memphis to win this game.
Very, very difficult environment, Greg. There's no question about it. You know, Kentucky went in there and didn't get a W at Little John Coliseum, and that program's kind of rolling along right now. And they've got some tremendous players. I mean, you think, boy, you know, Clemson football, yeah, but basketball, he's really done a pretty good job there. Yeah, you think about it, in 15 years, he's got that program turned in the right direction. And I've seen games there. First time for me to go there, which is going to be very interesting. But that place is loud. Students are very close to you. And you know they have this game circled after last year here in Memphis. The Tigers edged them out in FedEx Forum. So, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting matchup when they go into Clemson, a team that certainly is on the rise itself. And they got a lot to play for. So, you know, the team got all the way to think about this, the Elite Eight last year, losing to Alabama. The team went to the Final Four. So they're trying to get there as well, and this would be a big, big situation between two good coaches and two good programs.
The Ken Palm, and I have no idea how he figures these out, but he has their home court advantage as the 24th best in Division I. So it tells you, I mean, it's a tough place to go play, no doubt about that. The size up front and their rebounding, especially offensive rebounding ability, is that your biggest concern for this game?
Yeah, a couple of big things are those facts. There's no question about it. They're fourth in the Atlantic Coast Conference in offensive rebounds, but you look at the size, Eli, of this team. I mean, they got a 6'11" and 6'10". Both guys very mobile, can do a lot of things on the floor. Then you got three excellent guards. They're not a tremendously deep team. Now, he'll go and play guys, 7 or 8 guys, but, you know, a lot of minutes for those guys, very similar to the way Memphis is right now. 32 minutes for one guy, 32 for another one, 32 for a third guy. They have some guys that can go the distance. I think that's one of the big things about this. Both of these teams have starting lineups that are used to playing a lot of minutes. So I think one of the things, and you mentioned home court advantage, that extra little push by that home crowd, you got to wonder a little bit if you're going down the stretch and the game's very close or whatever, will it be a situation where that crowd will kind of will Clemson to play good basketball down the stretch? It's going to be very interesting. I'm really waiting to see how the Tigers will respond to this situation. This is not a place, that's easy to play, and they're going into the Lions Den really for the first time this year to play a game of that magnitude. A lot of neutral site games. They're not taking anything from San Francisco. They're a pretty good team. They're a quad one win itself. UNLV, certainly they're a quad. I think they're 3 now, I believe, Eli, if I'm correct. I think they've gone that far down to 3. So this is one that you got a team that's 14 in the net, and you're going into their place, and they're on a roll right now. This is going to be very, very interesting and a big, big challenge for Memphis.
Well, not only their size worries you, concerns you, their ability to offensive rebound concerns you, but certainly with what we saw against Arkansas State, the Memphis perimeter defense, especially guarding the 3, is concerning as well. I don't know what happened, Matt. It seemed like it was really a lack of communication in their switches. But Memphis needs to fix that. Hopefully that was addressed. I'm sure it was in practice, and they'll be much better guarding the perimeter against Clemson, or it could be a long day.
Well, you're exactly right. They're second in their league in three-point field goal percentage. Think about that. You don't think about them going out and shooting threes, but they do. And here's the thing about it to me, a couple of things that are really going to be interesting, though. Can they stop Shefflin? I mean, here's a guy goes out on the perimeter, can shoot threes when he has to, but can operate in mid-range effectively. Then you got Wiggins. Here's another guy, 42% three-point shooter, and he's 6'10". And, of course, Victor Larkin, he stays inside, but he can step out and take one if he has to. Those 3 bigs are mobile enough to go out on the perimeter. That's something that kind of worries you a little bit. And you talk about switching and everything. All 3 of us have done a lot of games, and we always talk about second and third pass. That's what happened at Arkansas State. They made that second and third pass, and they got some clean three-point looks the other day. I mean, nobody to close out on the perimeter. Closeouts are something you have to really get out and have your hands up, be in the right position, and be in the right situation to make it at least hard for a team to shoot threes. That's one thing. The second thing to me that's really going to be interesting, can they stop both these guards of Clemson? You have 2 fine guards. Chase Hunter, 6-year player, a guy that's tied for 11th in scoring in their league. And then I think one of the big unsung heroes is Jaden Zachary. Of course, he came over from Boston College, a guy that's a 1,000-point scorer in his own right, 112 games for him. Very steady influence for this team. And Eli and Greg, 29 assists, 9 turnovers. Pretty solid ratio for a point guard.
Really is.
Obviously this game certainly is just on paper, the tougher of the 2 games, but the following that up with the Virginia game, which again, it's not your normal Virginia team. They're not that good. Obviously Bennett's gone, all that stuff, but still back-to-back road games and making that the second of those games, you certainly this is going to be a pretty big challenge as well.
It is going to be a challenge because they're 6-4, but 121. Man, I tell you, they're a quad two. That's hard to believe Virginia has dropped like that talent-wise, but you could see it coming. You know, Bennett resigns in October, and you throw it to Sanchez, and he kind of inherited the situation. Fortunately, he'd been back, you know, and had been around the program years before, so he knew his way. But, yeah, Virginia at 121 is a quad two right now, which would be interesting. But then you got Mississippi State at Ole Miss, a pair of quad ones at home, and those are going to be utterly important to play well against those teams. So this stretch is really going to help decide. And, gosh, I was looking at the net again today, and, boy, our league is just – it is amazing when you look at some of these numbers. And North Texas is decent, and, of course, Wichita State. You know, Wichita State's won 8 games, and they're 78, and they're quad three. So, I mean, that tells you how the weakness of the league in the regular season is going to be very, very tough. You just can't stumble against these teams. That's the reason why the schedule is the way it is right now. And hopefully no injuries occur. That's the thing that kind of worries me a little bit about this team. They're playing a tremendous amount of minutes, especially your guards. Haven't really developed or had the opportunity to develop quality depth this year because you got to win these games. They're so important. So you've got to try to get people going on. You know, Harris has not played very much. He's supposed to be, preseason rookie of the year in the American, really has not got into a groove yet. You know, you lose Tyreek Smith, and now I think his loss is being felt a little bit on that front line. I think they really could have used him. You know, Danes is starting to play a little bit better. Now, here's the question, I think. Did you play the Twin Towers a lot in that game in Clemson? You put Musa in there, they'll go against that height. Now, he didn't play well against Arkansas State the other day. You know, he's been kind of up and down. He gives you quality defense, but offensively, he struggled a little bit the last couple of games against Louisiana Tech, and certainly in Arkansas State. So you go that route or you go small and try to use your guards. And then Danges, again, is going to be a big, big factor. He has to stay in the game at Clemson. There is no question about it. You would think they'll go right at him and try to get him in some kind of foul trouble if they can, because after that, boy, there's not a lot of inside scoring. And this is not a big team, guys, when you look at it, the Tigers inside.
Not at all.
They're just not. And you're talking about a lot of guys 6'7", 6'8" range. I think another important factor is going to be Jourdain. Can he guard these guys that are bigger? Can he get some offense going? He's averaging a little over, 6 points a game. So I think the thing with him, can he stay out of foul trouble as well? He's had some foul problems a couple of games. But depth-wise, it's going to be very interesting. Which team can keep their players in the game? And I think that's going to be one of the big factors in the end.
It's funny because you're talking about with the net, and obviously the opportunities in conference are not there. And it's right, Penny talking about the fact that their goal is to get a top 4 seed for the NCAA tournament. It's weird that you think about like the Virginia game is like you wouldn't think of a game at Virginia like one. You can't afford to lose that because it's going to be a bad loss. You really can't afford to lose the game at Virginia because it would be a bad loss.
Right.
It would be. Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about it. You're talking about Virginia would be a quad too. I mean, again, and then you got Missouri sitting there at a quad two as well from early in the year. And you're exactly right. In Virginia, could be an interesting game because, if you lose that one, man, in the 120s with the net, that really going to hurt you. That might
end up being a quad 3 by the time it's all said and
done.
done.
It could be. You're right, Eli. I think you're exactly right about that. I think there's a chance it could be a quad 3, and that's something you don't want to see.
You have to win at Virginia. You have to win at Virginia. Even if you lose at Clemson, if you come home, you win those 2 against Mississippi and Mississippi State, you're sitting pretty. You split those 2 games, and again, lose at Clemson, win at Virginia. I don't think it's the end of the world, even though one's a home loss. But again, this is a chance to really put yourself in a position, assuming, and I shouldn't assume, Matt, after last year, but hopefully that was an anomaly, that if you take care of business in the conference, you're going to get a darn good seed. And that's the goal right now of this Memphis team. You did a lot of good things earlier in the year. You don't want it to fall apart now and go 1-3 during this 4-game stretch, even though you're going to play 3 teams out of the 4 that right now have a better net than you. You get 2 of them at home. I really think tomorrow's going to be Johnson. Maybe on Monday, I'm talking about a great performance and a win. I just think that there's just too much with Clemson. I would be pleasantly surprised. I think you bring up a great point about depth, minutes played, God forbid one injury. We also saw, Matt, in the game against Arkansas State, if one of the two stud guards, Haggerty or Hunter, have a bad game, you can lose to teams that aren't the ilk of Clemson. Arkansas State's not a bad team, but you can lose to those type of teams. You have to have Haggerty and Hunter go off every single game, in my opinion.
Oh, you do. No question about it. And then it takes one guy out of the three that certainly hurts you. There is no question about it. And the struggle, I think, a little bit of times of Hunter, we saw it the other day. He's been a streaky player in the past. Very poor shooting night, 1 of 7, 4 points for him. You go back to his history at Texas and even Iowa State, he has stretches where he'll hit 5, 6 games in a row and be very good. Mm-hmm. Then he'll miss games, 3 or 4. I mean, it's a very streaky player, I think. And, of course, he's having to handle that point guard position as well, a very difficult thing to do as well. But as long as Haggerty's there and the way he goes to the free throw line, I tell you what, 13 free throw opportunities in that game against Arkansas State. He can go with one of the best situations in the country going to the foul line. You give him the ball, let him handle it. 12 free throws against Louisiana Tech, 13 opportunities against Arkansas State. Not a great shooter from outside, but he certainly can drive the ball, Haggerty, and go to that line and score points. And a big game for him. Got to keep him in the game out at Clemson as well. There is no question about it. He's going to be one of the big kicks.
Well, the thing with you mentioned with Hunter and the streakiness, obviously, again, Haggerty not known like that. I guess the big question is, will there be somewhat of a regression to the mean with the 3-point shooting? I mean, certainly they're not going to shoot 43% for the entire season, but like, how much does that come down? I mean, there's no way that based on track records of all the guys, like that this 3-point shooting that they've had early in the year is sustainable.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, Eli, there's no question about it. Of course, think about it. Number 1 in the nation, 3-point field goal percentage, third, nationally. They had to rank for a while. They're third right now. They're 1 at one time. Of course, they're number 1 in our league in 3-point field goal percentage. But 43%, you just don't see teams shooting that amount from 3-point range consistently. And I think sometime during this stretch, and starting with these games at Clemson, you could have a problem from that 3-point line. And I think that's one of the things that have to be addressed. The inside game just not there, fellas, consistently right now. And that's going to be a tough battle going against that front line of Clemson. They're very mobile players. They can go inside and out. They're very experienced. You got all these guys. Think about it: 101 games for Lockett. 110 for Shefflin. Hunter was 143. I mean, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, and they're
a lot
very
of
aggressive.
To be battling against.
And they're very aggressive, and they can draw fouls. And Memphis is not deep, so that could be a problem too if it's a closely called game. Final thing for you, Matt: 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central tip. Is a road game like that, when you're the road team and you're playing that early, do we overblow that when we talk about that, or is that something?
No, I think it is something, but I'd rather play it early to get up and get that game behind you. You're ready to go, and you go right in there and play, because you sit around the hotel and then you go to shoot around and you do that kind of stuff and wait till at nighttime to come back. I think it's very hard to do that on an environment like Clemson. I think you want to get up, get out to the Little John Coliseum and get ready to play and have the right frame of mind from the outset and early. Having it when you go on that plane this afternoon, when we leave to go down to Clemson, have that winning attitude to go in there and take care of business early and then come back home.
And maybe the students are hungover and they're not as vocal.
Or maybe they're not there.
Yeah,
the students.
That's right. Could be gone, yeah.
I would think so. He is the professor. He is the historian. He's got so many nicknames. The coach. He is Matt Dillon. He's the Tigers basketball radio analyst, and he's been a part of our program for many years, bringing you the Tiger basketball report each and every season. Matt, safe travels. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great, guys. This is a big week, and boy, let's get a win down in Clemson.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
Tiger Basketball Report brought to you by Binswanger Glass, Central Barbecue, Colonial Hardware, and Napa Cafe.
Always great to have Matt on. He just knows his stuff inside and out. We'll take a timeout, come back with more. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Elwood Shack and the Lowe's parking lot on summer just keeps getting bigger and better. Bigger because now there's a second Elwood Shack at 4040 Park across from the University of Memphis. And better because you can get breakfast every day at both Elwoods. There's the barbecue breakfast burrito, either beef brisket or pork shoulder, and pancake biscuits made fresh daily. Real house-made pancakes, apple and bacon, French toast, and more. And the new Elwood even has a real coffee bar serving fresh roasted J. Brooks coffee. Elwood Shack, now with 2 locations and open every day for you.
High-energy, full-body workout that utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather to achieve his impressive 50-0 record. The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rows, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ. Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. 901-673-1267.
What gift are you going to get that person that's impossible to shop for? Give the gift of sound. JLab has the perfect gift for anyone with a variety of styles, sizes, and colors. And they have products for under $100, under $50, and even under $25. I love that. Save up to 60% on select JLab products this holiday season on JLab.com. Look for the JLab blue box at retailers everywhere or visit JLab.com today.
They're taking care of beerness in Memphis right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So yesterday, not only was Bill Belichick officially introduced at North Carolina, Dan Mullen takes over at UNLV. There's been a number of interesting hires here in the last week or so. So I'm going to put you on the spot. You've already said that you think it will be an epic failure at North Carolina hiring Belichick. So of these hires, I want you to rank them of who you think will have the most success when it's all said and done. Rich Rod going back to West Virginia, Scott Frost going back to UCF, Dan Mullen going to UNLV, Barry Odom going to Purdue, Bill Belichick going to North Carolina. Am I missing one? Are those the main 5? Right? Purdue, UNLV, North Carolina, UCF, West Virginia. Am I missing anybody? Like of big names? Let's do those 5.
Well, I think the best hire is Dan Mullen at UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're talking about what success is at any of these places, it's all relative. And like Barry Odom is going into a to me, no-win situation. What is success at Purdue? I don't know. But it's hard to have it. They're just in that, especially in the new Big Ten, like with these other teams added. I don't know how Purdue is supposed to compete in the Big Ten, quite frankly. The Scott Frost one, I'm interested to see how that works out. Certainly, it's a different situation now than when he was there and had the success with the undefeated season. A little different in the Big 12 than it is in the American. And I don't know what you deem success for Bill Belichick. I just don't think he's going to suddenly make North Carolina a big-time contender. I just don't think kids are going to flock to go play for a 72-year-old white guy who's going to yell at them. I just don't. Now, granted, they are making a huge commitment, apparently, according to reports, in the NIL realm, and that will get them some players. But I don't think they're like, there's this, all these kids are like, oh my God, I can get to the NFL. I just got to go play for Bill Belichick. No, they get to the NFL by going to Alabama, Georgia, and all the other schools anyway. They don't need a way to get to the five-star kids aren't looking like, haven't been out there going, man, if only I had a coach who could get me to the NFL. Mm-hmm. These coaches all do it. All these programs do it. So I don't see why all of a sudden they're going to start flocking to play for Bill Belichick. But I love the Mullen hire for UNLV. I think that for their situation, I think that's about as good as they could have possibly done.
Well, I agree with that. Now, granted, he was out of a job. He was an analyst on ESPN. However, Barry Odom and the success that Barry Odom had at UNLV helped elevate UNLV into the position to be able to get a Dan Mullen, whether he was out of work or not, right, out of the coaching business or not. Dan Mullen is a proven commodity at Florida, at Mississippi State, an SEC head football coach. You were able to get him at UNLV because of what Barry did, in my opinion, to establish that the Runnin' Rebels, or the Rebels, right, the basketball I think is more of the Runnin' Rebels, but that football team can have success. And granted, it's not a bad little thing to go out and live in Las Vegas. No, it's hot as hell. I get it. I understand. But it's not like you're going to have a problem or there is going to be a void of something to do or great places to eat or things of that nature, fun things to do. I mean, it's right there. It's a pretty cool little city. I don't know. I visited. I've never lived there, but my brother lives there, so I know an awful lot about Vegas. My daughter went to school there for a little bit, grad school. So, I think it's a pretty cool little place. It just hasn't taken off as far as the football program is concerned. We'll see how much money they put into it as far as NIL and things of that nature. But, yeah, Dan Mullen, I think, is hooking a pretty good one. That's a pretty good hook, in my opinion. He was eager to get back into it. So all it was going to take was, a pretty good program on the rise and a good offer financially to get him out of the broadcast booth, and that's exactly what happened. I think Rich Rod could have success at West Virginia. Again, a lot of it will have to do with NIL, and when we talk about Scott Frost, we're talking about two Big 12 teams in UCF and West Virginia. But I'm on the other side with Belichick. I think it's going to be successful. What, again, defines success? For North Carolina to put this type of resources into a head coach for football, they expect to be ACC champions. They expect to be in the college football playoff. Maybe not within one season, but I can guarantee you they're expecting 2 seasons from now, Carolina is in the playoff. It's just like Juan Soto. Juan Soto, the money that the Mets spent. Steve Cohen spent that money. For publicity? No. For notoriety? No, it's the New York Mets, for goodness sakes, right? People know who the New York Mets are just like they know who the New York Yankees are. No, he brought him in and paid him that amount of money to win multiple World Series titles. Not one, multiple World Series titles. Whether it happens or not, we'll see. Whether it happens or not for Belichick to get North Carolina into the playoff, we'll see. But the resources are there in both of these places that I just talked about.
My thing with North Carolina is if with what they're supposedly putting into this money-wise, if they were going to do that, then I think getting a younger coach and everything else. With that type of investment, would have given you just as good of opportunity as Bill Belichick, if not better.
Yeah, but Bill Belichick's a genius. The thought is...
Or did he just have Tom Brady?
Oh, you think it's all Tom Brady?
Well, I mean...
A lot of it is Tom Brady, but it's not all Tom Brady.
He's not... I know this much. Tom Brady's not playing quarterback for him at North Carolina.
I know.
And so, I mean, he left New England as a disaster. I mean, the Patriots are one of the worst teams in the NFL for what he left them as.
You can put that all on Belichick?
He was the one getting all of those players and everything else. Like, if you're going to give him credit for all of the good years, you got to give him some penalty for the fact that he left it in shambles.
Exactly, but you didn't seem to be giving him credit. That's why I'm saying that.
I said, or did he just have Tom Brady? We don't know.
No, I know.
There isn't a track record other than Tom Brady.
It's not just Tom Brady. Bill Belichick is...
He got fired before from places without Tom Brady.
I understand that.
He had a lot of success with Tom Brady. After Tom Brady, he didn't have success.
Saban didn't have a great run with Miami, with the Dolphins. Wasn't a great run.
That has nothing to do with anything.
My point is that these guys can still be geniuses and great coaches, even if they've had failures at other places.
Yeah, it also could mean that there's a big difference between NFL and college coaching.
Ask the players. I mean, that's who I would ask. And I'm sure they've been asked many times and probably have answered. I don't have the results in front of me, but asked all the players that played under Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick has a lot of support, that it wasn't just Tom Brady, but Tom Brady was a big part of it. Now, my thought is that he's surrounding himself with the right people. And as far as players wanting to play for him, players want to play where there's money. This is a whole different world. They're going to go most of the time to the highest bidder. Can Carolina outbid some of those teams from the Big Ten and the SEC? We'll find out. They'll get a quarterback because, first of all, there's a lot of quarterbacks. Now, can you develop the quarterback? Well, he helped develop Tom Brady. I know he's a defensive guy, but he had the people to help develop him. And there are going to be people on his staff that will develop a quarterback. But I could see quarterbacks out there going, this dude coached Brady. And so they may want to go play for him at North Carolina. They had to think this thing through before they made this kind of a splash, this kind of a hire, that many resources financially going for this regime. If not, it sets back. North Carolina wasn't the greatest football program, but it wasn't like they were a disaster. But this sets them back forever if this doesn't work. I'm not saying they're winning a national championship. Still got to go through the SEC and the Big Ten. But I do believe this will elevate them. Only time will tell. And it's not like he has a ton of time. He's got to get it done quickly.
Yeah, and I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I respect your opinion. I just think it's going to work. Not to the degree of North Carolina is all of a sudden winning national championships. I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't think in their back of their mind, the board of trustees and all that. I mean, maybe they're thinking that, but I think what they're looking at is relevancy. And Bubba Cunningham's looking at how important football is to support the athletic department, to go along with basketball. You want to match the importance of the basketball. Maybe not to that degree, but certainly they're looking at it going, why can't we top Clemson, Miami, Florida State, and the best from the ACC and be that team in football? And so I don't think it's crazy to think that they can't be. When the talk is about or the SEC,
I think they absolutely can, especially with the investment. I just don't know that Bill Belichick's the guy to do it.
No, I respect your opinion. I think he might be. I think he might be. I don't think this is going to be the disaster you think. It may not be the success that I think. It may be somewhere in the middle. But again, if people are talking about North Carolina football and money's going there and people want to go watch the team, even for the coach, and that happens. That happens, believe it or not. That you want to go and see the many who consider him, and there are many, the greatest ever, to go watch this guy at the end of his career coaching up your team. I don't think this is this is just a figurehead. You know, we're going to throw him in there, and then the real guys are going to coach, and this guy's just going to be standing around. No, this guy's going to coach. If you watch any of his Manning cast appearances and being on McAfee and other things that he does in the media, man, he has incredible grasp of football and knowledge of football. And so that's why I think he could have success. You know, and another guy who's out there that obviously ran into hot water and didn't have the success and lost his job is Gruden, who's now showing up on Barstool. Again, a guy who has an incredible mind when it comes to football. You know, we'll see if he'll eventually get his opportunity to get back in.
Folks, when it comes to any firearms needs, you know the place to go. That would be Classic Arms. With over 700 firearms in stock, they've got something for everybody at Classic Arms, whether you're looking for hunting rifles, whether you're looking for self-defense guns, whatever, handguns, shotguns, rifles, whatever. Go see the folks at Classic Arms. They've got not only new guns, but they also have used guns because they will not only sell, but they do buy and they will trade. So if you're looking to get rid of a gun, looking to upgrade, something like that, they will buy or trade as well. They've got all the top brand names that you can imagine over there, all the supplies that you possibly need, from ammunition to gun cases and gun safes and all of those things. They've got that for you as well. They do free gun inspections. They do free gun appraisals as well. They'll also do a free bore sighting for you. We're in the middle of hunting season right now. A lot of folks out there. So, hey, if you need anything for hunting season, go see the folks at Classic Arms. You can find them at 1740 Germantown Parkway. That's right behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova. You can also shop online 24/7 at classicarmsofmemphis.com.
Hour 3, our final hour this week on the way. We start with 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. If you'd like to participate, you can jump on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines right now at 901-360-8255. That'll be followed up by Brandon Lang, handicapper extraordinaire. It's all coming up in Hour 3. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hello, sports fans out there. Walker Taylor here with the Germantown and Collierville Commissary. We just celebrated our 43rd year in business, and I would like to thank our fantastic customers and especially our loyal staff. Time has flown by. We now have a second location, Poplar and Houston Levy in Collierville. Catering is a specialty of ours. 50 to 5,000, no job too small, no job too big. Full service or self-service. We also have a party room in Collierville that is great for rehearsal dinners, business meetings, you name it, we'd love to have you. Also, our barbecue party packs start at $8.75 a person. Barbecue, beans, slaw, bun sauce, including serving utensils. Especially great for tailgating with football season coming up. The commissary restaurants also believe in giving back to the community. Possibly you have been approached by somebody selling a barbecue 6-pack coupon for fundraising. Cheerleading groups, church groups, anything to help a worthy cause. Holidays are near. Smoked hams and smoked turkeys will be on the pit before you know it. Come see us at Germantown and Collierville Commissary. Also check us out at commissarybarbecue.com.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Memphis, your Grizzlies are currently the 2nd seed in the West, following a big win versus the defending NBA champions, extending your Grizzlies' win streak to 3 games straight, making them one of the hottest teams in the league. Get in on all the live action this season by bringing your energy to FedEx Forum to catch the next jaw-dropping moment live. Feeling lucky? Win 4 seats, free tickets, or unlock exclusive savings by heading over to Grizzlies.com/spend-to-win.
Want to make this the most unforgettable Christmas? Genesis Diamonds is here to Get holiday store hours
Good morning, MPD. Working with a couple of accidents. It's just now starting to get a little bit busy out through the Midtown area, but it's still moving. 240 north at Lamar as that traffic increases. 40 east at the Hernando de Soto Bridge. All that traffic normally is heavier than this. Coming over from West Memphis across the bridge, still looking good right now. Up through South Memphis on 55 south, north and southbound over here at Brooks and Elvis Presley. Shop now and save during the holiday season at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Original Sports Station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now back to Sports 56 mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 this hour. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:05 the time. Our final hour today. Our final hour this week here on Sports 56 Mornings, getting you set for the sports weekend. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Elijah Seegers with you, broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, their Christmas sale is ongoing. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Go by, check out all the great holiday deals in their gigantic showroom. Hour 3 of the program is brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Speaking of big showrooms and their big warehouse, it's down in Horn Lake at 2356 Goodman Road. Look, for Christmas, we're always thinking about presents and what to get someone, a loved one in your family. Sometimes with couples, you get together and you decide to get something together. You get something, a television, nice entertainment center, whatever the case may be. Well, also you might think practical. Well, we need new flooring. We need new carpeting. Well, let's get that together. And that's what you can get at Jenkins Floors and More. Top of the line SPC and WPC vinyls, which are scratch resistant, waterproof. They have hardwoods by Portercraft. They have carpeting from Southern Luxury Carpet, ceramic and porcelain tiles, backsplashes for your kitchens and bathrooms, plantation shutters and blinds, so much more and so much variety. They sell it wholesale. That's going to save you lots of money in the process. Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins started this business about 8 years ago in their garage down in Cleveland, Mississippi, where they also have a store. And because of their quality of work, their attention to detail, their pricing, they've earned the reputation of being one of the top flooring companies in the area. So for both residential and commercial, homeowners, contractors, do yourself a favor, see what Jenkins Floors and More has to offer. They will install. They'll get the job done in 2 weeks. That's a 2-week turnaround promise to you. For a free estimate, they will come to you wherever you are. All you need to do is call them or stop by and set it up. 662-469-9350. Financing is available. All military, first responders, you get 10% off. Sports 56 listeners, ask about your family discount. Great family, great service. They're open Monday through Saturday. It's Jenkins Floors and More. Visit them in Horn Lake at 2356 Goodman Road. Or again, call them at 662-469-9350. Currently 44 degrees. It will get up to 56 today. Sun and clouds mixed. Then tonight, partly cloudy, turning into cloudy skies overnight. Low tonight of 44. Then tomorrow, unfortunately, there is rain in the forecast and a very good chance of precipitation.
By the way, just a note on Bill Belichick, and I think since 2017. From 2017 on, the Patriots drafted a grand total of 2 guys who played in Pro Bowls, Mac Jones and a punter.
Yeah. Well, he's not the only decision maker, but he's the ultimate decision maker. They got a general manager there as well. And over the years, when they had Tom Brady, they had a lot of players that were drafted that were no names that turned out to be Pro Bowl players. When you look at a guy like Matthew Slater and, not big names coming out of school, even though his father was, they turned out to be a perennial All-Pro and a Hall of Famer. So this is, not all on Belichick. Doesn't mean that he won't bring in the right personnel with his mind and the combination of all those people to have success at North Carolina. Well, it is time now for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
It's the game show that has swept the nation, and it's brought to you by Napa Cafe.
That's right, Napa Cafe. Celebrating their 26th year this year. And Glenda Hastings and the entire crew over there continue just to produce great food. That's what it's about. Great food over at Napa Cafe. Of course, great atmosphere as well with their 5 different dining rooms, including that private wine cellar that they've got over there. If you're celebrating a special occasion, certainly that is a great way to do that. But any of their rooms, perfect for any occasion. If you got the family in town for the holidays, want to take them out to a great meal, take them over to Napa Cafe. They're open for dinner Wednesday through Saturday, starting at 5 o'clock. You can go to napacafe.com to make reservations. You can also check out the entire menu there on the website. They're located at 5101 Sanderlin in East Memphis. For great food, just great atmosphere, just a great night out, whether it be celebrating a special occasion or just a casual night out with friends, go see the folks at Napa Cafe.
All right, what's our prize package?
We've got a $50 gift certificate to Napa Cafe. Also a $25 gift certificate to the Owner's Box out in Lakeland, and a couple of Malco movie passes.
All right, here's the question. NFL quarterbacks with 20 or more touchdown passes so far this season. So a current events question. NFL quarterbacks with 20 or more touchdown passes so far this season. I'll give you the name of a quarterback. If they got 20 or more, it's a yes. If not, it's a no. 360-8255. The Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines are available to jump on. 901-360-8255. NFL quarterbacks with 20 or more touchdown passes so far this season.
Matt will lead us off. Hey, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. All right, NFL quarterbacks with 20 or more touchdown passes so far this season. Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins.
No.
Jared Goff.
Yes.
Geno Smith.
Yes.
360-8255. Next.
Next is Steven. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Not a whole lot. We go to list 2. Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Kyler Murray.
No.
Jaden Daniels.
No.
Justin Herbert.
No.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
No.
Tua Tagovailoa.
No.
There's your winner.
Congratulations, Steven. You are a winner. Hold on. And Elijah will let you know how to get your prizes.
That's how it's done. You doing a second chance here? Lines are packed.
Yeah, it's the holidays. I'll be nice.
All right, Santa Claus.
We can find a few prizes for some folks if anybody can win a second chance. Dan, what's up?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, guys.
Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins.
No.
Jared Goff.
Yes.
Geno Smith.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
C.J. Stroud.
No.
Brock Purdy.
No.
Bo Nix.
Yes.
Next.
Next is...
Wait. Oh, he said yes, right? He said yes for Bo Nix. Okay, no. Okay, I'm good.
Jacob, what's up?
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
well. NFL quarterbacks with 20 or more touchdown passes so far this season. Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins.
No.
Jared Goff.
Yes.
Geno Smith.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
C.J. Stroud.
No.
Brock Purdy.
No.
Bo Nix.
No.
Caleb Williams.
No.
Jordan Love.
Yes.
There you go. Second chance winner. Good job, Jacob.
Jacob, congratulations. We'll put together a little prize package for you as well. Hold on.
So the quarterbacks that I used, Joe Burrow's got 30, and he leads the NFL now with 33. So, I'm sorry. He's 33 right now. You have Lamar Jackson's got 29. Sam Darnold's got 28. Baker Mayfield, 28. Jared Goff, 25. Josh Allen, 23. Jordan Love, 21. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers with 20. These are touchdown passes, not total touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, by the way, I didn't use him, but he's at 19. Did not get a touchdown last night.
He did not.
Nor did Brock Purdy last night.
Some good stuff in the NFL this week. The Lions-Bills game, I'm really excited about. That should be a ton of fun. That's a game that we'll have here on Sports 56 Sunday afternoon. Lions a 2.5-point favorite in that one. See if they can continue to roll along. And then you got the Eagles and the Steelers, which is another really good matchup this weekend. We'll see. I have a feeling that A.J. Brown, it might be smart to put some money on A.J. Brown to have a big game. Usually when star receivers complain, they get the ball the next week.
Usually. Battle of the Keystone State. How is Pittsburgh against the pass?
Well, obviously, when you've got T.J. Watt wreaking havoc, that's the biggest question: is can you block them up front, because he's obviously fantastic, and getting to the quarterback and forcing turnovers. And Cam Hayward and that entire group, that defensive front is one of the best in the league. So that's, it may be Jalen Hurts running and having to do some things. They're not. I don't know where they stand, overall against the pass, but that's the biggest question when you're throwing the ball against them: is can you block T.J. Watt or not?
Yeah, and we'll get the thoughts of one Brandon Lang coming up in about 5-10 minutes as he'll handicap some of those games. I'll
make a bold prediction: the Lions-Bills game will not be 12-6 final.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm still. We talked about this to open the show, folks. Last week, the Rams scored 44 against Buffalo, and the 49ers scored 38 against Chicago. Now, again, they're playing each other. It's a rivalry game. There was some rain, but still, 12-6 last night, 6 field goals. Punt, 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 punt. I should have been live betting punt, 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 punt. The odds wouldn't have been great, but I would have won every single time. Well, except for the 6 field goals. But for the most part, it was just a boring game. Hopefully that will not be the case this weekend with the NFL action. Of course, the Army-Navy game, we'll see if Brandon gives us the usual bet the under. That'll be coming up in a matter of minutes. Some news from the portal. Former Christian Brothers High School standout, Arkansas offensive lineman Patrick Kudus. According to On3, the number one offensive lineman in the portal has committed to Ole Miss.
Good get for Ole Miss. He was a heck of a player at Christian Brothers, starting offensive lineman at Arkansas. So that's a really nice get for Lane Kiffin and company.
That's a really good pickup for Ole Miss. So we were talking with Matt about Tigers basketball again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central. Breakfast with the Tigers and the Tigers. The Clemson Tigers last year in a battle in Memphis lost that game. Obviously, this is going to be a revenge type game in the minds of Clemson. This is a very good team. Memphis looking to bounce back from what happened against Arkansas State. So I was looking at this. There are only there are only 7 teams in the nation at this point that have 2 or more quad 1A victories. In fact, I don't think there's anybody that has 3. I think they're all with 2. And Memphis is one of them. Memphis having 2 neutral court wins in Hawaii against UConn and Michigan State. Can you name the other 6 that have 2 quad 1 wins?
I'm going to guess, let's see.
And 4 of them have neutral, both are neutral court, like Memphis's 2 wins against quad 1A.
I'm going to guess that Let me think here.
One of them has a road and a home. No, sorry, has a road and a neutral. And then one has 2 home quad 1 wins. The rest are 2 neutral.
Does Michigan have to?
They do not. At least not according to what I'm reading here. I assume this is updated.
Does Kansas?
Yes. Kansas has 2 neutral court wins over Duke and Michigan State.
Was Gonzaga?
No.
Tennessee?
No.
Tennessee hasn't played anybody. Not quad one. Because they haven't played road.
Tennessee plays Illinois this weekend, right? And I think that might be is that at Illinois? Do you know that, Elijah?
I believe it is.
So that would be a quad one if they can win that one.
I have no idea.
Auburn, they've beaten Iowa State and Houston.
That's right. They got the Houston.
Yeah, the neutral court wins. Alabama, they've also beaten Houston and the aforementioned Illinois Illini, who played Tennessee. You had Kansas. Kentucky, they've beaten Duke and Gonzaga. 2 really good wins, neutral court. Marquette, they got a win over Maryland on the road, and they beat Georgia. I'm surprised that was neutral court. That's quad one. I mentioned Memphis with the 2 wins in Hawaii over Connecticut and Michigan State, and then Purdue. Purdue's got 2 wins, but they're both at home. But considered quad one wins. They got wins over Maryland and Alabama. So this would be a quad one opportunity, right, for Memphis?
Yeah, this one in all likelihood will be a quad one
when it's all said and done.
Season long. I mean, on the road, I would imagine that Clemson will stay high enough to make this quad one. Virginia.
They struggled last night against Bethune-Cookman.
Virginia be a quad 2 right now. Wouldn't be surprised if that fell to a quad 3 by the end of the year, but could be a quad 2. And then Ole Miss, Mississippi State at home. Both will be, we don't know what happens. Right now, if it was right now, they would both be quad 1 opportunities, but very well, again, playing in the SEC.
Right.
Could be easy. Those could very well both be, the fact that they're at home could very well end up as quad 2 games by the end of the year.
Yeah, Virginia at home last night, I think they were trailing at halftime to Bethune-Cookman, coached by Reggie Theus. Remember him? And then they ended up winning by, 17, 18, something like that. But they had a struggle. And offensively, it's still the same old Virginia. They don't score. Folks, nothing says holiday fun like driving home in a new All-Star Chevrolet. It's the Red Tag event in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. And that could get you some big customer cash or financing as low as 0%. That's pretty good, 0%. How about a new Tahoe or Silverado, maybe a new Blazer, Suburban? That's a beautiful vehicle. Together, let's drive into Christmas and the new year in a new All-Star Chevrolet. Some will have special financing and no payments until spring because your good credit deserves it. Olive Branch is where all the new Silverados and the Tahoes are, new 24s and new 25s. If you're in law enforcement, first responder, you work in the healthcare field, military, you're a teacher, a recent graduate, you get a $500 bonus. You're looking for pre-owned, they have it for you. Every late model pre-owned you could think of, they have it all in one place at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. From Silverados to Jeeps, Toyotas, Lexus, Ram trucks, Ford trucks, SUVs of all types, and a beautiful Camaro ZL1. If you've got any vehicle you want to sell, bring it to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch and get the most money back for it today. Don't miss the final holiday Red Tag sale going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. Drew and everyone at All-Star Chevrolet wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Check them out online at allstarautogroup.com.
Virginia's win over Villanova in the KenPom rankings, that is Virginia's only win over a team in the top 244 in the nation.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, their losses aren't bad. They lost to Tennessee. They lost to St. John's. They lost to Florida, which are all really highly ranked. SMU is 55th, so that's not as good. But yeah, they have beaten, other than Villanova, who's top 50 in his rankings, but not really highly ranked. They have beaten absolutely nobody other than Villanova.
When we return, the one and only Brandon Lang joins us. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, I'm Billy Lavin, defender for University of Memphis Soccer. We finance your auto loan with Southern Security and have no payment for 60 days. Southern Security will finance up to 115% of the current value of your vehicle for up to 72 months. To find out how to put more cash in your pocket, call our member service team at 901-452-7900 or apply on our website at southernSecurity.com.
Athletics and 901 Women. Federally insured by NCUA.
Because it's Christmas, Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory that you have to move because you know it's Christmas. So don't wait. You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them for Christmas. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstock, one place to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits. And all fire pits at Family Leisure are now 20 to 30% off. You say you didn't get a spa this year? Let's say no more. Spas are in stock, ready for Christmas delivery, and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for Christmas. Just come on by and check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find. Family Leisure. It's right at I-40 where family and fun come together for Christmas.
Family Leisure, 2120 Whitman Road in Memphis, right off I-40. If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754. 800-627-7754.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's no better place in Memphis to catch up with your out-of-town friends than Bell Tavern, Memphis's best downtown neighborhood bar. This is the time of year when old friends and far-flung relatives swing into town for a few days, and you want to get together someplace quiet, someplace friendly, and someplace with ice-cold beer and signature cocktails you can't find anywhere else. And that, my friends, is Bell Tavern. Tucked into Barbaro Alley, Bell Tavern is tailor-made for being with people you haven't seen in a while, and you get to show off the fact that you know the greatest bar in Memphis, and they don't.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56.
Welcome back, everybody. 9:26 is the time. The Dolphins have waived OBJ. Just didn't work out. Played in 9 games. Didn't start any of the games. He's pretty much done, is he not?
It would appear that way. He hasn't done much in his recent stops. So I don't know if might get another shot, but it doesn't appear to have a whole lot left.
You know, I guess those injuries finally added up, wore him down in the end. I'm certainly, when he was healthy, was one of the best receivers in the National Football League. But unfortunately for him, again, I would think that it's the injuries that have certainly derailed him. Brandon Lang will join us in just a moment. We've been talking a lot of Tigers basketball, their game tomorrow against Clemson. Don't forget the busy day tomorrow right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM. Ole Miss will take on Southern Miss in men's basketball at 2:30. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl game, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl All-Star High School football game is taking place tomorrow over in MUS. Starts at 2:30. We will have that game for you on tape delayed with Eli and John on the call, John Varlas. That'll come your way at 5:30. So after that Ole Miss, Southern Miss.
Around 5:30.
Around, yeah,
whenever
approximately. Right. Right now, we know it's time for Brandon Lang.
It's time to handicap this week's action. Joining Greg and Eli, a sports handicapper, Brandon Lang. Subject of the movie, 2.
It froze up. It froze up. Well, let me say this, because I'm sure we're going to have to get a new open eventually for Brandon Lang. He's got 2 new things that he's doing. Number 1, 2 for Your Money, the new podcast with our friend Brandon Lang and Steve O'Buden. And the new television show that he has called Cappers is about to start airing on Pluto, the Pluto Network. He is the one and only Brandon Lang, who joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. Good morning, Brandon. Congratulations on these two new jobs where people now can listen to you once again, watch you on this new show. I'm looking forward to it. How are you?
Let me rant for a moment.
Before the show, before a self-promotion, you want to rant? Okay, go ahead.
Yep. So I didn't play pro sports. I was a hell of an athlete, but I didn't play pro sports. But sometimes the mind of a professional athlete just puts me beside myself. You're the San Francisco 49ers. Your name's Brock Purdy. All of a sudden you look up and you just ran for 10 yards and you got a first down at the Rams 33. You're down 9-6. You're in field goal range. The clock's got 5:12 on it. Wait a minute. If we play this right, we could probably take this all the way down, either kick a tying field goal or maybe score a touchdown and leave them no time on the clock. Okay, I got it. Let's just keep checking it down. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Play call, running play. Well, we just ran for 10. I don't like it, but okay, no gain. 2nd and 10. All right, well, now we're 5:12. Here we go, 2nd and 10. All right, let me just check this down, pick up 5-6 yards, give us the 3rd and 4, maybe pick up another first down. Guess what? We're 4 and change. That probably gets us to 2-minute warning. Okay, I like it. All right, here we go. Play call. Okay, we got a little post right. Okay, we go. Snap, throw, interception. Well, wait a minute. What was I thinking? Why do I want to try to go for a touchdown there and give them the ball back with 4.5 minutes to go? That's probably not very smart. Our defense played great, but they're eventually going to bust. I mean, they've been out there all night. Why would I do that? I had Debo open, Kittle open, the running back. I had everybody open. I just wanted to end our season. I just wanted to, in my press conference after the game, go, well, I just thought I saw the safety, and I thought I had him, and I probably should have taken the check down, and I just got to learn from it. Learn what? That you've been in the league for 3 years, and the check down was there, which you're supposed to take, because every good quarterback in the NFL would have taken the check down, known time management, but you decided just to lose the game and in their season. That's what we're learning, Brock. So next year you can do the same thing over again and lose the season. What in your right mind made you think you had to go for broke there with 5 minutes to go when you just keep taking time off the clock and just keep moving it down? And people ask me all the time, doing this for 30 years, what costs you games as a handicapper? Penalties, turnovers, coaching stupidity, and player stupidity. Now, were the Rams probably the right side of the game plus 3.5? Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, but I looked at the Rams and I used them against the Eagles, and I used them against the Dolphins, and just felt like the Niners at home with their offense and the way they looked against the Bears. I just thought that, you know what, this was a good spot for them. And you just can't handicap the stupidity of a guy that was the last pick in the NFL draft that reared his ugly head. It's just effing mind-blowing to me what that kid was thinking in the situation, time, where you're at, what you're looking for, and what you can do, that you had to go for broke there. I would love to just have been in the locker room after the game, following his car in the car ride home. He gets out of his car, and me and two guys just hold him down. I go, let me ask you a question. What were you thinking? Just answer the question for me. But I'll never get that chance. So anyway, all right, I feel better.
And I don't know whoever was in the middle of the field. There wasn't anybody within 10
running
yards
back.
of him. Was
the
it
running
the running
back came out of the backfield, and the linebacker had dropped back 10 yards, so you would have had a pass catch and a possible break one tackle 15-yard gain.
Yeah.
Samuel had gone off to left. Kittles was over to the left of him, open as well, and he pre-snap decided, this is what I'm going to do. The good quarterbacks in the NFL don't go to the line of scrimmage, look at the defense and go, well, I'm going to do this. They immediately snap the ball, look quickly, don't like it, come to my check down. In that situation, where you're at in the game, what you need, what you're looking for, the check down was always should have been the read. Just let's keep moving the ball. That's what we've done. These quarterbacks in the NFL, these young ones, just make predetermined decisions at the line of scrimmage, and it just drives me crazy. I'd rather lose a game 49-7 than to watch that last night. So anyway.
So last week you had the Dolphins as the paddle game. What was the line on that game?
5.5, moved to 6 late. She argued all week long. She argued. I said, listen, whether it's a win or a loss, it didn't lose. It's a win or a push. So you still put it away. Put it in the lower closet right here. Put it away. So put it away.
It was a miracle.
No
it
go.
was a miracle win or push, but it was
unreal.
Yeah, that was one I kept following because I had it in a parlay, and I was like, I think that's the paddle game. Did he win or lose or push? I couldn't remember.
No, she said but here's the funny thing is she had her Christmas party last night, and she came home and she said, "What's going on with the Rams game?" She said, "You went with the home favorite." She says, "I should get the paddle out right now for that horrible call." I'm like, just it never ends now. Now that we're married and she completely understands the business, she's like going, Rams, they're a better team, better offense, better quarterback. Why would you even think about going with the Niners?
She's learning. She's learning.
Can I go to bed? So yeah, two for your money with Steve-O. It's great. Segment 1 was great. The show's going to air on Pluto in the next 3 weeks. I'll just let you guys be the judge and watch it. It's a hoot. It really is. We did 2 episodes, and it's anytime
Cappers,
you can get off
right?
a private. Yeah, called Cappers. Anytime you can get off a private jet with your shirt off and have it be on TV, I feel pretty good about that.
So do you know when will it officially be available to watch? Do we know?
I was told by Andy Weiss, the director, it should be streaming within 2 weeks. That's what he told me. So I mean, it's definitely it's a 100% go. I think Pluto saw the final draft. They may have sent some notes back, but I think it's all systems go. But like I said, the show starts off with basically me getting off a private jet with my whale, and I'm my shirt off. And
Why is
Shawn
the
Michaels,
shirt off? That's what I want to know.
Because we just came from the islands, and we flew overnight to get back to Vegas for the semifinals. And Shawn Michaels, we obviously had an unbelievable time down there. And Shawn Michaels is stealing the pics off my website, and using them as my own. I think I hit 8 in a row, or 7 in a row, 7 in a row, 6 in a row. Mm-hmm. He had been on all 6, so he was stealing my picks. And basically, the first episode's about me confronting him, saying, "You've done this before. Stop doing it again." And, his girlfriend's the porn star, Brittany Andrews, so she's in it, and she gets mouthy.
Did she
and
have her shirt off?
No, she doesn't have her shirt off, by the way.
That's disappointing.
So,
I don't know, Pluto could be an X-rated network. I didn't know about it. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, on set, she's a piece of work. Let me tell you something.
Really?
Don't even get. Yeah, she's a piece of work. She's crazy. She's absolutely bone style crazy. But it's good. It's good. Listen, it's I can't even. I would have to do a podcast to tell you what her.
I can't wait.
What her big thing is.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say it on air, but she's nuts. Anyway, it's great. It really is. It's a great show. Steve-O's great. It's great. So I'm excited for everybody to see it. It's a fun show. It fits right into the demographic of what people are looking for now.
Right.
And we'll see what happens.
All right.
So,
Good luck with it.
So we got some good stuff in the NFL this weekend, highlighted by the Lions and Bills. The Lions have had a couple of close calls here in recent weeks. Other than a lot of points being scored, what do you expect out of Lions-Bills?
I watched the Rams last night struggle offensively after scoring 44. Now, granted, it was raining. Granted, it was, short week. But it was the same personnel, same offense. And that's not like a Niners defense that's been setting the world on fire. And so I say that leading into the fact that just goes to show you how bad that Bills defense is. So for my dollar, with that posted total being 54.5, do you see anything that leads you to believe that Detroit's not going to score 38?
No. I absolutely think they get at least that.
They run the ball better than the Rams. They're the number 2 rush team in the NFL. You're not stopping Gibbs and Montgomery. It's lethal. So the Bills are going to be playing from behind. They're going to be throwing on a Detroit team that plays the man-to-man coverage. I don't know how that game doesn't go over 54.5. I'm all over the over. I really am. I think it's going to be just like the Rams-Bills game. I really do. Think about Buffalo. You play a winnery game against the Niners. You travel all the way out to L.A. to get blown out by the Rams. You travel all the way back to Buffalo. And you got to turn around and travel into Detroit. And you think your defense is going to find something in 6 days that it can find in L.A.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. So I love the over.
Okay. I want you to keep this in the back of your mind for the end of the show. I need a winner, whether it's tonight in college basketball, tomorrow. I need a winner because I got burned, on a lot last night and got burned on Sunday in the NFL. So keep that in the back of your mind. I'll ask you at the end. I need an absolute winner. But I'm looking at this Sunday game. I bet last Sunday the Titans. The Titans against the Jaguars. They still lost the Titans. The Titans are 5.5-point underdogs at home to the Bengals, who score 40 points a game whether they win or lose. 5.5 is all I have to give for the Bengals, even though it's on the road. To me, this looks like a slam dunk. Am I wrong?
First of all, I was so happy Joe Burrow's house got broken into.
It wasn't you, was it?
I was the absolute happiest person on the planet Earth, and I would love to call the guys that did it and say, well done. Because he's such a moron. How that game didn't go over the total on Monday night is absolutely beside me. And one thing he does more than any quarterback in the NFL, and you can look it up, is that when he has 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 3, he throws a 25-yard pass every single time. He will not take the check down for the first down. And in that game, when it was 20-20, it was 17-17, and he has the check down for a first down. He throws for the corner of the end zone. They kick the field goal. Now you get 24-17. Now you're going to get 24-24. Now you're going to get 27-24, and you're going to get over. He does it more than anything in the world. How they didn't score 40 on that Dallas defense is beyond me. So when I woke up the next morning and I saw his house got broken into, I'm like, oh, that's such justice. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
Oh, gosh.
I hope they got a bunch
Well,
of
now
stuff.
you got to take the personal bias out of the way here for this play.
Well, you're your fault for betting on Will Levis. I already told you about that.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Can't
I know.
trust him.
I know. He
Why
is
you
going to be
messing
working
with
in a
the
car
game that
wash.
involves him?
I don't know.
Right? Now they got him doing a for God's sake mayonnaise commercial. I mean, now we got to watch him doing a mayonnaise commercial. I mean, we can't stand him enough. He turns it over every single week, but now he's doing the splits on mayonnaise. Great. Will Levis eats mayonnaise. Okay, well, maybe it gets to his brain why he throws interceptions. So there's other games on the board.
Okay.
But
Stay
a
away.
road favorite. Listen, good money on bad teams does not mix.
Okay.
I
stay
didn't
away
know that.
from
Like
the game.
the Bengals are really good against the spread on the road this year.
Yeah, listen, as crazy as that sounds, do you remember the Giants game on the road Monday night? They were laying the same 5.5 number. The Giants are down by 3. The Bengals are running out the clock. They get a breakaway touchdown run with like 48 seconds to go to cover the number. Same thing happened with Dallas. Jamar Chase goes down. They kick the field goal. They win it by 3. Get the breakaway touchdown for the cover.
Yeah,
so I agree.
I think they've only failed to cover one road game or something like that.
I just look at this game as like 45-10, something like that.
No,
But
you're right. And listen, Cincinnati's 10-1 against the spread their last 11 games after playing at an NFC site. So once they come out playing the NFC conference, they've covered 10 of their last 11 games. So Cincinnati's right side of the game. I can't watch a game involving Will Levis and
you got personal bias against those two quarterbacks. Okay, I
Yeah.
You brought up the Giants, I think, right? I mean, the Giants are a complete disaster. Can you lay 16 with the Ravens on the road?
Again, if you're looking to make money on Baltimore Giants, call 1-800-I-NEED-HELP and get into a meeting immediately. Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm a degenerate gambler, and I had to have action on Baltimore Giants, and I'm a sick person, and I need help. Leave the game alone. Maybe Drew, watch it, see what Derrick Henry does. But you got Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito.
Yeah,
Please stay away. Next.
Eagles and the Steelers are the other really good matchup this week, other than the Lions-Bills. Eagles with they keep winning, although A.J. Brown and the little drama this week, and Pittsburgh just keeps on winning. I don't understand it, but they keep on winning. Who do you like there?
This is a must-win for them, Pittsburgh, because if you look at their schedule, they've got Baltimore next and Kansas City next. And I just have trouble laying points on the Philadelphia team that can only throw for 107 yards on the Carolina Panthers. There's something not right there. Listen, And the paddle game and the best bet on the board, I'll break down for you in a minute. Mike Tomlin's 5-0 as an underdog this year. I'm not going against that man when he's getting more than a field goal. End of story.
Yeah, I was wondering how you're going to go with that one. I see it. I see what you're saying.
He's 6-1 against the spread. He's cast 6 in a row at NFC sites, and he's 6-1 against the spread after hosting the divisional round. So he's 5-0 against the dog, and he's covered 6 straight against the NFC. So you got to take more than a field goal with Tomlin in this spot.
So judging by what you just said, is your paddle game Carolina?
You better believe it. Yeah. You better believe it.
They're
Check
playing
this out.
actually pretty darn good football right now.
Yeah, but you listen, should it be KC? Should it be Tampa Bay? If Leggett holds on to the football, they're first and goal at the 2-yard line. They beat Philadelphia, cost that gambler $3 million who bet Eagles money line at Circa. You got Dallas. Your season's over. You got Micah Parsons. I love my team, man. I love my team, and I really think that we can do some good things. And Terrell Owens. I love my quarterback. Are there Dallas Cowboy players that won't cry after a game? You got Terrell Owens. You got Micah Parsons. Now you're telling me that this team is now going to go on the road and muster up the energy and muster up everything they've got to muster to play a football game against a Carolina team that could have quit after they lost a heartbreaker to Kansas City, could have quit after they lost a heartbreaker to Tampa Bay. They still go into Philadelphia, and they play their guts out there. When the Dallas Cowboys have a record of 500 or worse, they are 2-13 straight up and against the spread in the regular season. And if they're a favorite or a dog of 6 points or less, 12 straight non-covers.
Wow.
Carolina does not lose this game. They are playing like it means something. They did against Tampa Bay. They did against Kansas City. They did against Philadelphia. Now coming back home off those confident-building losses, perfect spot to jump on them.
God, who would have thought that several weeks into the season, even though Dallas has struggled, that Carolina, with the whole Bryce Young saga, that they would be a 3-point favorite in Week 15 over the Cowboys at home?
Yeah, Bryce Young has been actually pretty good since he became the starter again. Like that, and again, it's weird how hard they're playing.
You're telling me that you have the Kansas City Chiefs beat at home, and now you're going to take the Dallas Cowboys lightly, who have nothing to play for? Nothing?
And again, like I said, they're a drop pass away from beating the Eagles last week.
Absolutely.
All right, so Brandon, Army-Navy is 39.5. That's a lot for Army-Navy. Is it still the under?
Well,
it seemed to be the trend would be to go under because of the numbers a little higher than usual, but they're throwing the ball a little bit more, especially Navy.
Doesn't matter. Let's really break it down one more time. 2 years ago, you had 16 straight unders. And for the first time in the history, it went to overtime to send it over the total. Or it would have been 17 straight unders. Now, stay with me here. So what do? Last year, a historic over-under of 28 points. Do you remember what happened?
I do not.
You don't, do you? Of course you don't. That's why you have me. 17-9 with 11 seconds to go. An Army takes the safety to put the total on the number 28. A safety gets it to the number. You had overtime get it to the number. Last year, a safety to get it to the number, and now they jack it back up to 39.5. Sorry, I say it every year. Right side of the game, Army, Navy, under.
Okay, I'll do it.
That's it.
Is there
so
one
in the
more?
game?
Go ahead.
In the one game you need, like I said, it's the game you need is, of course, to play Carolina is the one game you need.
Okay. Any college?
What about the Memphis West Virginia bowl game next Tuesday? Have you had a chance to look at that at all?
Yeah, I'm going to lean toward Memphis. I like what they did toward the end of the year. They had 2 bad games all year long. They went into Tulane and just absolutely crushed them. And I just like the way they're playing. I really do. Don't like the way West Virginia looked down the stretch. I just think Memphis wants this more. I think Memphis is playing great football. Memphis is, listen, they're 2 bad games away from being the best team in that conference. Seriously. They just had 2 bad games. They had the bad game at UTSA, and then they had the loss earlier in the year. I can't remember who it was to, but I looked at that. That's it. 2 bad games. Navy, the system, the option got them there, and they lost, what was it, 45-44 to UTSA or some crazy score like that. So they're literally a couple plays away from being 12-1. So I like them.
Yeah, they're a 5-point favorite right now over West Virginia next Tuesday. All right, we're
yeah.
out of time.
I thought it 3. Now it's up to 5.5.
Yeah.
Now I got to take a step back and say, okay, now you're getting a stronger conference plus close to 7.
Yeah, that's the point total. I mean, I think they can win outright. I don't know about the point total. That's
Well, wait. You just told me Memphis is a 5.5-point favorite.
Yes.
Memphis is laying 5.5 to West Virginia.
Oh, that's right. What am I saying? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Memphis is the favorite.
That's what I'm saying. I saw it at 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I saw it at 3 like on Monday. Now it's up to 5.5. So now you're going to make me go back and dig in and look at it again. So at least I have a couple of days to look at it.
Well, text us if you've changed your mind so we can tell our listeners.
I will. I will.
He is Brandon Lang. Again, the new podcast is 2 for Your Money. And the new TV show, which will be coming soon to the Pluto Network, is Cappers. It's going to be a lot of fun. He is Brandon Lang. He joins us every Friday. Have a great week, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, there you go. We'll see. We'll see. I do like the Army-Navy under, but I don't need some, 8 overtime game. Even those 2-pointers start to add up after a while.
I like Army and the under.
Army and the under?
Although Army has been bet up a lot. That's up to 6.5, I think.
You going to parlay that one?
Started at 1.5.
I just need one win. Just a dub. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with our final segment. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. I have been told that my ads are all business and I should share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a Mother Pheasant Plucker, I pluck Mother Pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call Five-Ash Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Make this the most affordable Christmas. Genesis Diamonds is here to help with your dazzling selection.
Unique handcrafted items you can't
This hour brought to you by James Floors and once again, the Greg Gaston.
It's been a tough season for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and now they have lost their terrific tight end, the former Ole Miss Rebel, Evan Ingram. He will undergo season-ending surgery for a torn labrum, according to their head coach, Doug Peterson, who I can't imagine will be around once the season wraps up.
My fantasy teams are in disarray after Cooper Kupp.
Oh, you have Ingram too?
No catches, posting a big fat donut for me last night. Evan Ingram, done for the year. It's tough times for me in the fantasy football world right now. And it'll be a one and done in the playoffs in one league in all likelihood. And the other one I needed to win this week to make the playoffs. Probably going to lose that with Cooper Kupp's 0. So it was a fun year, fantasy football. Fun year.
No, it wasn't.
It was not. You are correct. You are correct there. It was not. But hey, we're still alive. Right now, haven't lost either of these games. So it still could happen. Probably won't, but could. Could still happen that I pull off a miracle this week and win a playoff game or win the other one to get me into the playoffs in the other league. Grizzlies at home tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. Gave away a pair of tickets earlier in the show for that. I got another pair of tickets for tonight's game. Again, and these will be sent to you digitally. You don't have to worry about coming by the station even to pick them up. They will be sent to you. But I've got a pair of tickets for tonight's game between the Grizzlies and the Nets. We'll give those to caller number 3. Caller number 3 at 360-8255, 360-8255. You can have a pair of tickets for tonight's game between the Grizzlies and the Nets down at FedEx Forum. Caller number 3, 360-8255 for a pair of tickets for tonight's game. Folks, make it a magical Christmas this year. And do that with the help of Genesis Diamonds this month at Genesis. How about 5 years, 0 interest financing? That's right. Pick out whatever beautiful gift you might find in there. And they've got plenty to choose from, that's for sure. Amazing selection, amazing prices, great staff to help you pick out that perfect gift. Pick it out, and you can get 0 interest financing for 5 years. That's on everything you can find, whether it be a beautiful engagement ring or maybe something simple like some diamond stud earrings, or maybe it's a beautiful pendant or bracelet or band, whatever. Whatever beautiful gift you pick out, 5 years, 0 interest financing at Genesis Diamonds. Go by, check them out. Poplar at Perkins Extended. You can get details at genesisdiamonds.com, holiday store hours, financing details, all of that stuff at genesisdiamonds.com. But you can go see them in person, Poplar at Perkins Extended.
We have our winner, by the way. Thank you, folks. What are the odds now on the Heisman? What do you got to lay to win any kind of money with Travis Hunter? Because he's going to win the thing.
I do not know what the latest ones are. I've not seen them.
I got to imagine it's just some crazy number you got to throw down just to make a little bit of money. But I just don't see him losing the Heisman. That'll be tomorrow. Also, the Army-Navy game tomorrow as well. And then next weekend, the playoffs begin in college football. Grizzlies tonight against the Brooklyn Nets before they head to L.A. to play the Lakers on Sunday. We'll be back Monday to talk about that. And then tomorrow morning, of course, 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern tip, Clemson, Memphis, from Little John Coliseum, the Tigers and the Tigers. And don't forget about the AutoZone Liberty Bowl All-Star High School football game that'll be going on tomorrow at 2:30 at MUS. That's going to do it for us today and this week. I want to thank you folks for listening, all your calls, all your texts. We always appreciate it. Thanks to John Varlas, to Matt Dillon, to Brandon Lang for joining us on the program. Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next. For Eli Savoy and for Elijah Seegers, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Because it's Christmas, family leave.